Chapter 549. The Yakshas had 3 experts with 2 great Taos. They were even more powerful than the ancient angel clan. In addition, they had some saints as support. Their strength was unparalleled. Facing such a lineup, even the dragon clan would have to think twice. Although they could kill the Yakshas in a surprise attack, if the other clans came again and reaped the benefits, they would be going for wool and coming home shorn. Rumble. When the Yakshas arrived, a terrifying aura appeared from the depths of the black hole in the Bermuda Triangle. Giants appeared. It was the Scion Giant. A long time ago, the Scion Judgment had been captured by Jiangli. Billions of giants and shrines had become energy for the creation mother nest. The hidden danger of the giants had been solved, but the passage still existed. More giants would find it and descend to Earth. Jiangli saw a great Tao expert, the Scion Killer. He was someone he was familiar with. This prince had run away that day. He cultivated the great Tao of massacre. Now he had appeared here again. However, he was not the main character. Behind him, an even bigger giant appeared. This giant was 300,000 meters tall. He was also an expert who cultivated 3 great Taos. When he entered the passage, he quickly shrank and turned into a 3-meter-tall giant. His body was very well proportioned with the golden ratio. Behind him, a series of giants that were tens of thousands of meters tall appeared. They were all saints among the giants. There were also experts of the great Tao. Fortunately, there was no emperor of the giant race. The emperor of the giant race was a 1,000,000-meter giant. He had at least 10 great Taos. Normally, he would not move easily. He would only wake up when he encountered the most destructive attack. The giant leader's cultivation is about the same as Long Zitian. Jiang Li calculated. The great Taos in his body are devour, power, and destruction. How terrifying! They are all born to destroy the universe and everything. They are completely chaotic and evil great Taos. There were good and evil great Taos. Some evil great Taos were the demonic Tao. However, the demonic Tao was still a Tao. Jiang Li gradually comprehended the thousands of great Taos in the Grand Emperor relic. Although he couldn't cultivate them, his ability to distinguish great Taos was already very perfect. Which expert cultivated which great Tao? He could directly use the aura to calculate it. More importantly, he could even feel the flaws of the great Tao. Every great Tao had its flaws, and some great Taos could restrain each other. It could be said that in terms of cultivation methods of the great Tao, no one could compare to him. His knowledge was as profound as a phoenix's feather and a unicorn's horn. Confusing. Jiang Li shook his head. Now the experts of the Dragon Realm, the Yaksha clan, and the Giant clan have all appeared. I can't defeat any of them. Although I've become a saint, I'm still a small fry compared to the experts of the myriad realms. Is the fate of humans really so tragic? Are we really going to encounter a calamity? Humans now resided on many planets, but to these great Tao-level experts, distance was not a problem at all. The top priority now was to carry out a mass migration of all the planets. Trillions of humans gathered on planet Infinity, and then hide far away from here, lurking in the cultivation world and accumulating strength. With the current state of humans, it was very likely that they would be crushed like an egg in an instant and die completely. A race would go extinct just like that. In the universe, there were races going extinct every day. It was not impossible for a race that was stronger than humans to be annihilated by a stronger existence in a second. Kacha. Just as Jiang Li was observing the experts of the Giant clan, a dense army suddenly appeared from another space-time crack. This army was actually made up of skeletons. The skeletons' bones were hard and could even withstand the blow of the space-time storm. Some of the skeletons were not grayish-white, but silver, a brilliant silver. There were also some skeletons that were golden, and other skeletons were purple, the same color as immortal chi. There was a soul fire flickering in the eyes of each skeleton. These soul fires were very strange. They were far from the strength of a saint, but they actually formed a soul fire. Of course, there were all kinds of strange things in the boundless world. This was the rule of the Bone Realm. The Bone Realm has invaded as well. Jiang Li shuddered. He was also very familiar with the situation in the Bone Realm. Back then, the daughter of Tianyi attacked the cultivation world and actually suppressed the young Tianyi. The Bone Realm was a completely evil world. But this time, it wasn't the girl who came, but a few generals of the Purple Skeletons. The Purple Skeletons were the saint. But this time, the army from the Bone Realm didn't have any Dao-level experts, which made Jiang Li feel slightly relieved. But once the Bone Realm army arrived, the Yakshas, heavenly dragons, and giants didn't dare to act rashly. They didn't even dare to use their divine will to explore the secrets of the Bone Realm army. Clearly, they were very familiar with the Bone Realm army. The Bone Realm wasn't someone to be trifled with. Indeed, if the girl from the Bone Realm appeared, all the experts present would die. She was in existence with a virtual godhead that was as powerful as the young Tianyi from the cultivation world. She was the person closest to a god. Another major force appeared. Giants, yakshas, heavenly dragons, Bone Realm. Jiang Li was already numb to it. Next, he had to speed up the integration of humans. He already controlled 60% of the optical computer of the Lord God. As long as the government was successfully reorganized, he would be able to push President Meng Jiangnan out of the government. Ziyuan, how's the formation of the government? Did they pass? Jiang Li asked again. Just a little bit more. Some people were bribed by Jiang Nalan, and they wouldn't agree to the last step no matter what. That's why we can't legally form a new government yet. But I'll be able to persuade them soon. Dream Kite said, sigh, humans still have a deep-rooted bad habit. They still argue when it's a matter of life and death. There's nothing we can do about it. It's a pain we have to endure to establish order. Jiang Li shook his head. Order isn't omnipotent. It has its drawbacks. It's more complicated to deal with sudden events. For the insectoids, none of the insectoids have their own will. Instead, they obey the mastermind. They would even sacrifice themselves to do so. This way, the efficiency would increase, but they would lose the excitement of life. They would become dull tools and lose the ability to create. That's why the insectoids only know how to plunder. Jiang Li saw through everything. Look, the Bone Realm, Dragon Realm, Giants, and Yakshas seem to be communicating telepathically. Suddenly, Jiang Li noticed something. The 4 races that appeared on Earth suddenly released telepathic waves and communicated with each other in the sky. Yuan Shen, listen. Jiang Li immediately activated the Grand Emperor Relic's invincible thaumaturgy. He seemed to have heard something secret. His face turned paler and paler. Not good. They're discussing how to deal with humans on Earth. Why? Why are they targeting humans on Earth? Dream Kite was shocked. If these 4 races work together, humans on Earth will really be in trouble. It's very likely that we'll be annihilated. They seem to be saying that the souls of humans on Earth are special. If we capture and sacrifice them, we can achieve great things. They're soul food that all the world wills want. Jiang Li's face darkened. Damn it. So that's how it is. Then humans on Earth will become a piece of meat for all races? What should we do? The souls of humans on Earth were indeed extraordinary. Although Jiang Li had never sacrificed the souls of humans on Earth, he knew that the natives on the myriad world's celestial sphere couldn't be so simple. They had the bloodline of humans on Earth. Although they weren't powerful, they were smart and intelligent. How's the discussion going? Jiang Li said, hurry up. I'll go to the main god planet. Then, you can arrange for the migration. How many people can we have? How many humans on Infinite Planet are there now? More than 300 billion. Ever since we held the press conference, the superior life on Infinite Planet has attracted a large number of humans. However, there are still 700 billion humans living on various planets. They're not willing to migrate. Some planets aren't in the solar system, so they don't care and just watch the changes on Earth. It seems that war doesn't affect them. Dream Kite said. Sigh. Jiang Li let out a long sigh. The distance between galaxies isn't a problem for Saint. Besides, the planet humans live on isn't far away. The technology we have now doesn't have an advantage over the technology of other races. It seems that I have to go to the main god planet immediately. Also, use the limitless group's power to migrate as many people as you can. There are also tens of billions of humans living in the depths of the cultivation world. We haven't wasted our time these days. Dream Kite said, the bloodline of humans can continue. Even if there are only 100 million on Infinite Planet, we can still develop rapidly, let alone 300 billion. No, the bloodline of humans is very precious. We can't lose any of it. If we lose Earth, it's very likely that the souls born in the future won't have that kind of spirituality. Are humans on Earth without spirituality still humans? Jiang Li said, we'll all be wandering ghosts. Okay, I'll do my best to migrate, but we can't force it now. We can only tempt them, Dream Kite said. I'll go to the main god planet and talk to Jiang Nalan again. For the sake of the big picture, I'll see if he can understand. If he's really going to drag us down, then I'll have to kill him. Jiang Li made up his mind to kill. But, the Saint Agreement stipulates that human saints can't kill each other? Dream Kite was a little worried. The core of the Saint Agreement is that the safety of humans must be guaranteed. If a saint violates this agreement, then he must die. Jiang Nalan thinks that things are under his control, but he doesn't know that he has the intention to destroy the hearts of humans. Sooner or later, he'll be devoured by the Fate Tablet, Jiang Li said calmly. The Fate Tablet is definitely not as simple as he thinks. Chapter 550. On the main god planet, Jiang Nalan was still there. Meng Jiangnan was in seclusion. He wasn't having a good time now. More and more people wanted him to step down, and even his government team had to step down. Even the Senate and the Parliament were against him. Moreover, his team was starting to lose faith. Many people had sided with the Limitless group. The army had also started to change their minds and wouldn't support him at all. If he didn't have Jiang Nalan's support, he would have been tried, sentenced, or even executed a long time ago. By now, almost everyone in the human world could see that this president was very selfish and wouldn't consider humanity at all. The key point was that Meng Jiangnan didn't hide it. His image was terrible. First, he lost the battle with Jiang Li and used the power of the main god's optical computer, causing the human economy to suffer heavy losses. Then, he announced that he believed in the church to protect his position as president. In the end, Jiang Li's theory of soul freedom completely disintegrated the church. The church became an evil existence. Naturally, Dream Kite seized the opportunity to attack. When the angels attacked and wanted to exterminate humanity, Meng Jiangnan and Jiang Nalan actually didn't do anything. This way, the government's prestige fell again. Almost no one believed in this government. Of course, the government didn't have any control over the main god's optical computer, which caused their strength to be greatly weakened. After 3 consecutive waves, President Meng Jiangnan and his government team had completely lost the people's support. The Jiang family also lost the people's support. Fortunately, Jiang Nalan was able to suppress the situation. He was a powerhouse of 2 paths and had supporters among humans. The Jiang family's team was also somewhat capable, so they were able to hold on. Moreover, Jiang Nalan still had many tricks up his sleeve. He took advantage of the arrival of the myriad races to contain Jiang Li and cause divisions among humans, so he could achieve his goal of containing Jiang Li. At this moment, Jiang Nalan was chatting with the Pope. Pope, where is the ancient angel race? Or are you their spokesperson, and are you still in contact? Jiang Nalan said slowly. Of course. I'm God's spokesperson, the person closest to God, the Pope said. Mr. Nayland, do you want to cooperate with us again? That will depend on your sincerity. Oh, Pope, you're a fool to die here, Jiang Nayland said. Even now, you still have hope for the angels? Moreover, you're a pure human from Earth, so it's impossible for you to hand your soul over to God. How about this? Why don't you rely on me, and we'll join the Angel clan together? Jiang Nayland, the benefits that the angels have given me are unimaginable. What benefits can you give me? The Pope said with contempt. Your words have never been trustworthy. Why would I believe you? Even a retard wouldn't believe you. Go and ask the entire human race, who still believes in you and the government behind you. I don't have to pay for anything, Jiang Nayland said. My greatest advantage is that I can spare your life. You should know, why haven't you been judged yet? That's because I'm protecting you. You are an angel. Now the human laws are being changed. Jiang Li will form a new government. Once he succeeds, he will amend the constitution and declare the church illegal. At that time, he will arrest you and put you on trial. You won't have a chance to resist. The fate tablet will pronounce your death sentence. Can't I leave? The Pope smiled. You can't leave, Jiang Nayland said. With Jiang Li's cultivation, he has been watching you for a long time. How can he let you escape? And once the sentence begins, if you leave, I will kill you according to the Holy Agreement. In fact, I can kill you now because you are not protected by the Holy Agreement at all. In that case, Jiang Li can also kill you because you are also harming humanity. The Pope was still unmoved. Yes, of course he can kill me, but he won't be able to. Actually, I really want to exterminate the humans of Earth. I want to see what the Fate Tablet and Jiang Li can do to me. Jiang Nayland's body emitted a demonic aura. In my eyes, humans are nothing more than chess pieces. I can discard them at any time. I can't even tell what kind of person you are. How can you think like that? The Pope was shocked by Jiang Nayland's crazy idea. Why can't I think like that? Jiang Nayland's face was full of contempt. Wang Chao created the Fate Clay Tablet and the Saints' Agreement in order to protect the human race's order. The first time I fought with him, I wanted to destroy his Fate Clay Tablet and establish a new order. Only then would I be able to completely defeat him. What Jiang Li is doing now is carrying out his will and protecting the human race. That's a foolish way of thinking, and you'll never be able to surpass him. You want to exterminate humanity and destroy the Fate Tablet for your own benefit. The Pope was scared silly by Jiang Nayland. So what? Jiang Nayland didn't care at all. Alright, let's not talk so much. You're not a good person either. Come join me. I won't kill you. Instead, I'll do my best to protect you. Jiang Nayland, are you sure you can protect the Pope? A voice rang out. It was Jiang Li. Jiang Li? Jiang Nayland looked at the figure in the sky. Not bad, not bad. Your cultivation has improved a lot. Unfortunately, without the Emperor's relic and the nest, killing you would be as easy as flipping my hand. Not bad. With my current cultivation, it's very easy for you to kill me without the Emperor's relic. Jiang Li, but I'll become stronger. Also, I've found a lot of evidence of the Pope's crimes in the Shitsi Xing. I've already submitted it to the trial. I'm here to capture the Pope. Let's see how you protect him. As he said that, Jiang Li turned on his optical computer. Sure enough, the Limitless Group was holding a press conference on the optical computer, displaying pieces of evidence. They were all irrefutable evidence of the collusion between the Pope and the angels on the Shitsi Xing. Just like that, there was another wave of people trying to put the Pope on trial. Faced with such evidence, the Parliament and the Senate could only send people to capture him. I'm here to capture the Pope. According to the Saints' Agreement, you can't stop me, Jiang Nayland. You also have to help me capture him. Jiang Li, Our conversation is being broadcasted all over the world. Jiang Nailan, if you insist on doing things your own way, I'm afraid the entire world will despise you." Jiang Nailan frowned slightly. He knew that Jiang Li had come in a threatening manner this time and wasn't easy to deal with. In the process of dealing with the angels, Jiang Li had taken away the entire Shizhi Xing. Finding a lot of evidence from it was as easy as flipping his hand. Now, in front of countless people, he really couldn't protect the Pope. However, he was extremely unwilling to be captured by Jiang Li. "Pope, come with me. We'll go to court to judge your crimes. You're a saint and signed the saint's agreement, but you've done so many crimes against humanity. I can only send you to trial personally. This is also a milestone in the advancement of human law. To judge a saint." Jiang Li took another step forward. "No." The Pope looked around, extremely nervous. Only now did he realize that he was alone and helpless. Even the ancient angels couldn't save him. "It's useless. Don't struggle pointlessly. Even the ancient angels won't be able to help you. However, seeing that you're a saint, I can plead on your behalf. Also, you have to tell me everything you know. Which high-level spies do you have among the humans?" Jiang Li suddenly reached out and grabbed the Pope in front of him. The Pope dodged repeatedly, but he couldn't resist Jiang Li's attack at all. As soon as he moved, his shoulder was grabbed by Jiang Li, and many seals appeared on his body with a crackling sound. Jiang Li looked at Jiang Nailan and realized that this person really didn't make a move. He still had some misgivings. If he objected to Jiang Li's capture on the spot, then he would truly be an enemy of humanity. The saint's agreement would also restrict him. Jiang Nailan didn't seem to have the determination to break everything. Moreover, he knew that this was what Jiang Li wanted him to do. He could take care of a huge problem and take the main god planet. "All right, Pope. Although you're a sinner now, I'll send a team of lawyers to defend you." Jiang Nailan stood up. "Jiang Li, your methods aren't bad. Very good." Just like that, the sealed Pope was brought out by a group of people. Jiang Li sealed the laws in the Pope's body. He would make plans after the trial. Right now, the Pope was no different from an ordinary person. He could only be slaughtered by others. When there was no one here, Jiang Li moved slightly and wrapped up the scene. Jiang Nailan looked up. "What do you want to say?" "Jiang Nailan, I think that since the situation has developed to this point, there is no need for us to continue fighting. With the arrival of 10,000 races, if we continue to fight amongst ourselves, humanity will suffer a calamity. I don't understand what you are thinking. Is the extinction of humanity really beneficial to you?" Jiang Li calmly said. "Are you here to compromise with me?" Jiang Nailan smiled. "I'm not doing anything to stop you now. I'm just stopping your government from being established. You want to include all humans in Infinite Star? That's wishful thinking. Think about it. All humans have to restrict each other and can't rely on anyone. If you sacrifice on Infinite Star and kill all humans, who can stop you? So humanity needs two leaders. What you said makes sense." Jiang Li had already thought of this. "That's why I came today to discuss this with you. We restrict each other, but at the crucial moment, we have to work together to fight against the 10,000 races and develop humanity. How about that? Work together? How? You're about to succeed in establishing a government. You have the cultivation world's will behind you, and you have a godhood. As you get stronger and stronger, I won't be able to fight against you." Jiang Nailan said, "Even if we cooperate with you, we will be completely devoured by you. Not a single one will be left." "Then what do you want?" Jiang Li knew that Jiang Nailan was difficult to deal with. "First, all control of the prime gods I will belong to me. Only then can we work together." Jiang Nailan didn't hesitate to state her intentions. "You have the Emperor's relic, which is a true god's godhood. This I is just a virtual godhood. It's just icing on the cake." Chapter 551. Jiang Nailan, your appetite is really too big. If I hand over all the control rights to you, your strength will immediately advance by leaps and bounds, entering an inconceivable realm. At that time, the balance of us humans will be broken, and even the fate tablet will not be able to restrain you. Jiang Li laughed. He was laughing at Jiang Nailan's appetite. This was obviously impossible. He wasn't a fool. Why would he do something like holding a treasured sword upside down and giving the enemy the handle? Jiang Li, it seems that you are not selfless. You are also doing this for your own benefit. If you have the spirit of sacrifice, then you should hand over the control and give it all to me. If the two of us work together, won't we be invincible? Jiang Nailan was aggressive. Your righteousness, your sacrifice, your passion, it's all fake. You're not willing to sacrifice yourself for humanity at all. You're a two-faced person. Don't think that I don't know. I've long seen through your selfishness in your bones. Psychological methods are useless against me. Jiang Li calmly replied, My limitless godly fist has reached the 12th move. Limitless heaven's will, I am heaven's will. I no longer have any emotions, I only know how to think calmly. You are a dangerous person to begin with. If I allow you to raise your cultivation level, humanity will be the true danger. What if I swear on the primal chaos oath? Jiang Nailan suddenly said, I swear to work together with you to revitalize humanity. Sorry, I have not tested the effects of the primal chaos oath. Secondly, your value is not comparable to the control of the prime god's AI. Jiang Li said, You can't stop the general trend now. I came here today not to discuss with you, but to give you a final ultimatum. If you continue to be stubborn and stop the general trend of humanity from advancing, you will die without a doubt. Little guy, you are still threatening me. When I, Jiang Nailan, became a saint, you were not even born yet. Jiang Nailan's killing intent surged. Today, I'm actually giving you a chance. I'm not afraid of you. I'm afraid of Wang Chao and that youth behind you. As for you, I've never placed you in my eyes. Let me tell you, even if you don't give me the right to control, I will still obtain it after I refine the scepter of heaven. Then let's wait and see. Jiang Li knew that the negotiation had failed. He didn't want to talk to Jiang Nailan anymore. This person was too ambitious and too unreliable. Right now, he was trying to salvage the situation. Since the other party wasn't willing to cooperate, then they were going to be enemies, irreconcilable enemies. He twisted his body and disappeared on the spot. Jiang Nailan also smiled sinisterly and directly went to the depths of the cosmic void, arriving at another galaxy. In this galaxy there were many stars and interstellar storms everywhere. He sat on a desolate planet, seemingly waiting for someone. Not long after, an angel landed in front of him. It was the ancient angel Noah, alone. As soon as Noah arrived, he said, Jiang Li captured the Pope? And even took away 10% of your control? Did you control the scepter of heaven? An ancient angel is an ancient angel. Jiang Nailan gave him a thumbs up. I can't hide anything from you. Do you want to protect the Pope? After all, he is your representative. If he doesn't die, the Church can still make a comeback among the humans on Earth in the future. You want to cooperate with us again? Noah smiled faintly. Right now, you have been forced by Jiang Li to the point where you can no longer stand among the humans, right? I know that not long after, Jiang Li will put Meng Jiangnan on trial, and even capture him. Then, he will truly take over all the power and put them all into the depths of planet infinity. This way, you will be equivalent to a wandering human. Now, you also feel a deep sense of danger, so you came to find us, trying to find a way to break this? I'm sorry, I wasn't forced into a corner by Jiang Li. I don't care about him at all. The one I'm afraid of is Wang Chao. If not for the fate tablet that Wang Chao left behind, I would have already sacrificed the human race to extinction, becoming invincible and dominating the world. Jiang Nailan waved her hand. I have never seen this brat as an opponent. As for how powerful Wang Chao is, I think you ancient angels should know better than me. What do you want? Noah said. In short, I need complete control of the scepter of heaven, and I need the angels to help me activate the scepter's power. I also need to know the specific manufacturing data of the Lord's optical computer, which is your prophet's ship. I need detailed data on the composition of the great Tao, Jiang Nailan said. Only then can I completely defeat Jiang Li and gain control. If this matter was so easy, we would have done it long ago. Would it have taken us until now? Noah did not believe what Jiang Nailan was doing at all. Jiang Nailan was not trusted by anyone. Because you have never gained control of the Lord's optical computer. Jiang Nailan smiled coldly. Even with the scepter of heaven, there is nothing you can do. But I'm different. I have 40% control of the photonic computer. If I add in primal chaos palea energy, I'm 100% confident that I can take control of it from Jiang Li. What's in it for us? Noah asked. You can have all the humans. You can have Jiang Li and the Grand Emperor's Sarira. What do you say? Jiang Nailan said. I can swear a primal chaos oath, and even sign a primal chaos contract. What do you say? I see. The Emperor's relic and the true God's divinity are indeed very useful to us. The humans on Earth are also very tempting to us. However, the Prophet's ship's optical computer is very important to us angels. We must obtain it, Noah said. How about this? I'll take the Grand Emperor's Sarira, and you can have the Prophet's optical computer. Jiang Nailan began to haggle. The Grand Emperor's Sarira is too important. Truth be told, we angel folk don't even have godhood like that. If we could get it, with all sorts of nourishment and prayers from the gods, it could open up a whole new dimension. Or perhaps it could even give birth to another god in our dimension. Noah seemed to be very aggressive. That's too much. What would I get in return? Jiang Nailan said, a bit irritated. It's not that I need anything from you. I don't really care. I just want to leave this place and go to the ancient dimension. I can live there for all eternity. You're not willing, Noah said. Your Tao is to challenge Wang Chao, isn't it? Fine. You can have the Grand Emperor's Sarira, the Legion of Heaven's photonic computer, and the Scepter of Heaven. You can have all of humanity. What? You angel folk are that generous? Jiang Nailan said, visibly shocked. Did I hear wrong? You heard right, Noah said. We can give you all of it. Oh, I see, Jiang Nailan said, chuckling. Your biggest problem is Wang Chao. Ha ha. What are you laughing at? Noah said, looking confused. You're letting me take advantage of you because you want me to deal with Wang Chao, aren't you? Fine, fine, Jiang Nailan said. I'll fulfill your wish. I'll definitely fight Wang Chao and kill him. Wang Chao isn't someone you can deal with, Noah said. You'd have to get the Grand Emperor's Sarira, as well as the help of primal chaos palea energy. Add in the blessing of the will of the martial world, and then you'll have a chance. Remember, the most important thing is to sacrifice all of humanity. Understand? Wang Chao is indeed a great threat to us. He went to our country and caused us great damage. We have no way of finding him, so we can only rely on you. Sacrifice the humans and exterminate them. At that moment, Wang Chao will appear. Then why don't you exterminate humanity? Jiang Nailan asked. We need a pawn to deal with him, Noah said. Noah said, and you, Jiang Nailan, are the best chess piece. At that time, your strength will reach its peak, and you will be able to fight Wang Chao. Aren't you worried that I'll turn on you and kill you? Jiang Nailan didn't quite believe that the archangels would be so easy to deal with. That's why we need to swear a primal chaos oath. There are 3 things to that oath. First, you have to agree not to invade our territory. Second, we'll help you take control of the photonic computers of the Lord God, as well as the Grand Emperor's Sarira, Jiang Li, and all of humanity. When the time comes, you'll have to sacrifice all of humanity to gain the power to fight Wang Chao. Third, after you fight Wang Chao, the Primal Chaos Oath will be rescinded. Oh? Rescinding the Primal Chaos Oath? Does that mean you'll wait until Wang Chao and I are both seriously injured, then you can kill me and take everything? Jiang Nailan immediately understood what the archangels were talking about. That is indeed the case. The Archangel Noah didn't hide anything. The more you gain, the greater the price you'll have to pay. This is an open scheme. If you don't accept it, then forget it. I accept. Jiang Nailan didn't even consider it. In fact, he had already considered it very clearly. This is the best condition. Why shouldn't I accept it? Take everything, increase my power, reach the peak, and fight Wang Chao. That is my greatest wish. For this wish I can even die. It seems you've grasped my thoughts. Very good, very good. As expected of the archangels. Come, let's swear a joint oath in the name of Primal Chaos. But I have a question. Will your oath count? If you swear, the archangels behind you might come after me. You don't have to worry about that, Noah said. I'll add this clause to the Primal Chaos Oath. If we archangels don't abide by this agreement, then the agreement will automatically be null and void. This is a bit more lenient for us. How about it? Good. Jiang Nailan said, that's for the best. It seems your plan is well thought out. Our plan is mutually beneficial. The only question is whether or not you can defeat Wang Chao. If you can't, then you'll die. Noah seemed to be trying to provoke Jiang Nailan. Jiang Nailan suddenly became unusually calm. Don't provoke me. I'm very calm right now. Very good, very good. After this matter is settled, it will be the final battle. As for Jiang Li, he's just a small character. Chapter 552. At this moment, Jiang Nailan and Saint Noah mutually swore an oath, using the Primal Chaos Oath. At the instant they swore, an inexplicable surge of nascent divinities entered the depths of their souls. This was the strongest oath, and neither of them could violate it. If they did, their souls would suffer a great punishment. This was the origin of the myriad worlds, the power of primal chaos. The two swore many oaths, each one perfect. They even signed a contract. Then they swore that the contract would be burned, using the imprint of their souls as a medium. The contract stipulated that the angels would help Jiang Nailan with all their might. After Jiang Nailan and Wang Chao's final battle, the contract would be dissolved. This was clearly to nurture Jiang Nailan as Wang Chao's opponent. After the contract was signed, Jiang Nailan left immediately. He had to go back and make preparations. As for Noah, he remained where he was. Not long after, the other 6 ancient angels descended, including Isaac, who had been defeated by Jiang Li. Can he really fight against Wang Chao? Saint Moses said, there are many strong people among us, but none of them can fight against Wang Chao. Compared to our race, this small character isn't even worth mentioning. How can he deal with such a terrifying existence? This is what the higher-ups want. The souls of humans on Earth are special. In fact, when it comes to geniuses, Jiang Nailan is a 1-in-a-million peerless character. Think about it. How many years has it taken for him to reach this stage? Only a few decades. And for us to reach his level, it will take at least a few thousand years, maybe even longer. Noah said, that's why he has a lot of room to grow. Moreover, we signed the Primal Chaos contract to restrict him. Even if he becomes a god, he will still be bound by the contract. When he matures and Wang Chao are both injured, we can set up an inescapable net and catch them both in one fell swoop. That's true. We really need the souls of these two powerful existences. Isaac said, let me think. According to my calculations, if Jiang Nailan obtains the prophet's photon computer and refines the emperor's relic and the true god's godhead, in the end, he plundered the world of cultivation's heaven's will and sacrificed all of the humans. In an instant, he was indeed invincible against the gods. In the battle with Wang Chao, both sides suffered heavy losses. Yes, the key is that if the godhead of a true god merges with the world of cultivation's heaven's will, he can definitely ascend to an extremely terrifying realm. If that happens, no one will be able to contend against him. Noah smiled sinisterly and said, "He's determined to fight Wang Chao. We can use this to our advantage and properly nurture him. The higher-ups have already given us more primal chaos paleoenergy. All right. The human race is facing a true calamity this time. Wang Chao is most likely the will of the myriad world celestial sphere. Yuanshir's reincarnation, and Jiang Nailan is definitely not a simple character. When that time comes, we will be able to understand the true profundities of the myriad world's celestial sphere. Our angelfolk have the myriad world's celestial sphere, and once we refine it, we'll control all the worlds in the world. We'll be the kings of worlds, the overlords of myriad worlds. Who would dare to fight us? Ruling over myriad worlds? What a grand ambition! It's finally going to be realized in our generation. Noah cackled. The cross star is truly marvelous. If I want to fuse it with the mother nest, it'll take a lot of effort. On Infinity Star, Jiangli looked at the giant cross star in the depths of space. It was like a small sun, and it was completely formed from intense holy light. Countless holy spirits wandered about within it. He felt that it was very mysterious, and he could even peek into the fundamental mysteries of the angel race. Dream Kite, Hua Lu Dao, Dragon Moon Ji, Violet Nightfall, and the others were all gathered there to study the cross star. That's right. The angel folk used the cross star as their base of operations. It's impossible to say how many living beings they refined, how much faith they absorbed, and how much technology and magical treasures they added to it. The entire cross star exists between energy and matter, and it's the highest level of technology. Their research on the cross star would enrich their knowledge, and they would be able to acquire advanced technology. I'll dismantle the cross star and fuse it with the mother nest. That way, I'll be able to increase the control of the photon computer. Jiangli pondered for a long time, and his eyes suddenly lit up. The angel folk created the cross star with evil intentions. They wanted to combine the faith power of the souls of many humans on Earth, then turn it into data to hack into the photon computer of the Lord Godship, and finally seize control. Look, these sage-light spirits, holy light, and some ancient poems are actually made of faith power. How much faith has the Church gained over the years? They've all fused into the cross star, so what you see isn't just a superficial phenomenon. The power of faith is very mysterious. We can't use it, and only gods can truly control it. It's the highest secret that comes from the deepest parts of the soul. Hua Lu Dao spoke frankly with assurance. What do we do now? How do we deal with the cross star? The cross star has already belonged to the Limitless Group, and the Pope is also on trial. Also, the military, the Senate, and some people close to the Church have been arrested. They have no way to escape. Then, I've placed my own people in there. Next, I'll organize the cabinet, and there will be no more obstacles to the series of policies. Dream Kite said, once Meng Jiangnan retires from the position of president, we can immediately arrest him. Then let him drag Jiang Nailan into this, and arrest Jiang Nailan as well. He's signed the saint's contract, so he can only obediently let us arrest him. Very good. Jiang Li was very satisfied. Next, I'll use a big move, using the Mother Nest's supreme divine power and the prayers of all the insectoids to catalyze the cross star once more. Once it's catalyzed to the extreme, the entire cross star will turn into a stream of data and enter the depths of the photon computer of the Lord Godship. Then, it will merge with the final system, and the control will be completely mine. The Scepter of Heaven, although the Scepter of Heaven is powerful, the cross star is also a powerful sacred tool. I don't understand what you're saying, Long Yueji said. Zi Changye said, can the entire planet be turned into data? This is matter, and I believe that matter can be converted into energy. But converted into data? That's almost impossible. Data is something formless and intangible. Actually, the world is also a stream of data, and we are also data. We can dissipate and condense at any time, so what's the difference? I've comprehended the depths of the cross star and already know all the mysteries. The transformation of the cross star into data is still far from success. I still need the prayers of countless living beings to continue to strengthen their faith. Zhongli said, when the faith is condensed to a limit, the entire planet will be converted into data. Since the Church established the cross star, who knows how much faith power it has gathered, and it has already started to change the planet. This will be the foundation for me. Don't tell me you want to capture living beings for their faith? Dreamkite asked. No, I can't do that, and I won't let the humans on Earth pray. But I have the prayer bug. The prayer bug of the Zerg race. Zhongli smiled. The prayer bug of the Zerg race is a very mysterious existence. As long as the mother nest refines pure energy and transmits it into their bodies, they will be able to reach the heavens in a single step. Praying non-stop will produce pure faith. It's actually a tool for faith. All prayer bugs pray to the cross star. Jiang Li's expression suddenly changed. Zzz, in the depths of the mother nest, the guardian divine incantation was destroyed, and in its place, hundreds of thousands of prayer bugs poured their faith power into the cross star. The cross star immediately started to shrink, and the matter within it started to turn into nothingness, showing signs of being converted into data. How miraculous! All the saints exclaimed in admiration. However, Dreamkite was worried. The guardian divine incantation is our mother nest's strongest defensive halo. Now that it's all gone, won't our mother nest be destroyed if an enemy invades? That can't be helped. Actually, there are too many powerful existences right now, and the guardian divine incantation won't be able to stop them. Rather than wasting time, it's better to transfer the faith power into the cross star. Jiang Nalan, I know you have the scepter of heaven and are stabilizing the situation, but when the cross star finally turns into data and is transferred into the depths of the even the control of the scepter of heaven will belong to me. Jiangli said, I know you will go looking for angels and have all sorts of schemes, but I'm better than you. With the arrival of the myriad races, my mother nest will obtain even more energy. When will the cross star be converted into a powerful and pure stream of data? Dreamkite was very concerned about this. Time waits for no man. I hope to obtain full control of the Lord God's AI now. Only then will we be able to fight for a better chance of survival. I'm afraid it won't be that easy. Jiangli shook his head. Right now, the mother nest has too little energy, and there are only a few 100,000 prayer bugs. When the real mother nest is formed, there will be at least a few trillion prayer bugs. The units of measurement are in the trillions. Those prayer worms can even instantly condense into a god of faith that is comparable to a god while they pray, and they can defeat the invading enemies. In other words, we have to increase the number of prayer bugs by 100 million. Dreamkite shook her head. That's too terrifying. That's not it. I estimate that if we increase it by 1,000 times, the cross star will be converted into data. Jiangli said, if the number of prayer bugs reaches a few trillion, what's the point of wasting my time here? Just chase all the races out. Whatever sky dragons, yakshas, giants, bone realms, capture them all and strengthen the mother nest. If that's the case, then there's only one thing we need to do now. Capture experts, absorb their energy, strengthen the mother nest, and give birth to prayer bugs? Hua Ludao praised the insectoid race's advanced technology. That's right. It's best to capture things like dragons and giants, which have rich blood essence and powerful souls. Jiangli said, I might have to do this personally. Paper Kite, What you need to do now is to settle the immigration as soon as possible and transfer all the trillions of humans to the cultivation world or planet Infinity. When the government is established, I can integrate the main god planet into planet Infinity. That's good. That way, Jiang Nalan won't even have a place to live. That's great, that's exactly what we should do. Everyone praised. Right now, the humans in the solar system have all been relocated. Dreamkite looked at the various data. The humans in the other galaxies are very safe, and they haven't been attacked yet. The human base on the closest planet to the solar system is called the Hero Planet. If it is attacked first, it will be the first to meet with misfortune. However, the humans on the planet are not willing to migrate. Chapter 553. The Hero Planet. It was a planet outside the solar system, about 600 light-years away from Earth. Although it would take 600 years to fly at light speed, it would take a while to reach it with wormhole technology. Saints only needed to spend some energy and thoughts to arrive at this place. With the distance of the third universe, saints could stroll anywhere within 1 light-year. If they crossed the distance of 1 light-year in one go, they would lose some of their divine thoughts, which would be gradually worn out if they were too far away from their bodies. Saints weren't immortal. They could only live for tens of thousands of years at most, or even a few thousand years before dying. Little Tharch was like this. He had no choice but to ascend to the celestial world to prolong his life. However, it was completely different for Grand Tao powerhouses. They could cross thousands of light-years in one go. As for the distance of hundreds of millions of light-years, other than natural wormholes, even Grand Tao powerhouses could not cross it. They had to jump slowly and spend even more years traveling in the universe. In the era of nations, the furthest planets that humans could observe were celestial bodies that existed tens of billions of light-years away. In modern society, humans' vision had expanded to trillions of light-years, even trillions or tens of trillions of light-years away. The vastness of the universe was still endless. This was the most mysterious part of the third universe, eternal and endless. We don't want to migrate. Jiang Li was meeting the governor of the Hero Planet. This governor was a blonde, blue-eyed, and pure Westerner. He had an elegant temperament and was a meditative realm powerhouse. His name was Wenjsar. He led his team and said to Jiang Li righteously, "Earth is 600 light-years away from us. The war won't affect us here. I think we can wait and see." A distance of 600 light-years is just a matter of a thought for a powerhouse. Jiang Li said, "There are already 3 Grand Tao powerhouses on Earth. It's normal for them to cross 6,000 light-years in an instant. It's even simple for them to cross the entire Milky Way galaxy. The Hero Planet must migrate, or else it'll be very dangerous." But many people put in effort when the Hero Planet was being built. There are already 50 billion people living here, and none of them are willing to give up everything they have. They also have social connections. Wenjsar was a bit troubled. "I can fully compensate for their property." Jiang Li frowned. In fact, a large number of people were not willing to migrate. It was not entirely because of wealth, but because of their social connections. Some people were famous and had established a huge network of connections. They could get whatever they wanted and get whatever they wanted. However, once they migrated, they would have to re-establish all their connections. Their connections would not be the same as before. In this way, they would naturally not be willing to give up all of this. "By the way, Lord Jiangli, I heard that you're so powerful that you can wrap an entire planet in your palm and seal it in the depths of a space. If you want to migrate, you can take the entire Hero Planet and transport it to the depths of Infinity Planet. What do you think?" Governor Wenjsar suddenly suggested. "If I had such great divine power, would I still be talking nonsense with you here?" Jiang Li said snappily. "Then you took the cross star. All of us saw it clearly. You sealed the cross star, grabbed it in your hand like a bullet, and threw it into the depths of Infinity Planet. Governor Windsar brought up the fact. The cross star is different. Firstly, it's filled with powerful people and believers of the Church. The planet's vibration can't kill them. Secondly, the cross star is very stable. It was refined by the ancient angel into a ball of energy. It's light and can be moved at any time. More accurately, the cross star is already a battleship. And now the hero planet is a planet. Jiang Li analyzed. The hero planet's sky has a fixed star that transmits light and heat. There's a self-circulation system on the ground. Everything is natural. Once I move the planet, the surrounding gravity will change, and it will collapse. If I'm not careful, the planet's interior will collapse. You have to know that a planet that hasn't been condensed is very weak. The gravity will change, the interior will collapse, and there will be countless deaths. Who will bear the responsibility? You don't have the ability to move the planet? Governor Windsar asked this question repeatedly. I do, but I can't guarantee the safety of the living beings on the planet. Jiang Li said, only if my cultivation improves and reaches the great Tao realm will I have such an ability. Mr. Jiang Nalan is already an expert of 2 great Tao realms. Does he have such an ability? Governor Windsar thought of Jiang Nalan. He doesn't either. Jiang Li said, he definitely can't do what I can't. Moreover, he has the ambition of a wolf and doesn't want humans to migrate. He wants humans to be in danger at all times. I'm sure you've seen it through the past few incidents. Now that you put it that way, I do feel that migration is imminent. However, although I'm the governor, I don't really have the power to decide life and death. Everything has to be democratic. Governor Windsar was also helpless. We've conducted a region-wide vote and discovered that the number of people who want to migrate is relatively small. Beep, beep, beep. At this moment, the entire planet suddenly shook. It was as if the planet had been hit by an asteroid. Who knew how many earthquakes, tsunamis, and landslides were triggered? Emergency! Our hero planet is being invaded. An urgent voice sounded from the planet's defense system. At the same time, everyone living on the planet could see the image projected on their optical computer. Countless battleships had appeared in outer space. These battleships were like locusts, jumping out from the depths of space-time wormholes. Each battleship was extremely mysterious. They were pitch black and were neither metal nor biological battleship. They seemed to be ghosts from an alternate dimension. Then, an evil and powerful mental wave radiated down, causing everyone's soul to tremble. Listen up, humans of Earth. We're the army of the Yaksha race. We've completely surrounded this planet. Don't resist and surrender obediently. We won't kill you, but if you resist, you'll all become our food. A destructive will descended, and everyone on the hero planet was dumbfounded. The moment danger arrived, everyone started to regret not migrating. Jiang Li didn't even look at them and put his palms together. In an instant, it was as if the sun had risen from his body, illuminating the mountains and rivers. It enveloped the hero planet along with the atmosphere. It was the guardian mantra. His body rushed up and clashed fiercely with the evil divine sense. Then, he stood in space, ignoring the densely packed fleet. He saw 3 people, 3 great path experts of the Yaksha race. They were all experts of 2 great paths. Everyone, you can just invade the myriad world sky sphere. We're already far away from it. Why do you still want to invade? Jiang Li stared at the 3 experts and didn't act rashly. He wasn't afraid of these 3 experts. He was afraid of the sneak attack of the Sky Dragon, Bone World, and Giant. He already knew that these 4 forces had joined forces. If they all attacked him this time, he could only die with a grievance. You're the expert among the humans of Earth? One expert of the Yaksha race with 2 great paths walked forward. He looked very old, as if he was at the end of his life. It was an old man. This was normal. Ordinary experts who cultivated 2 great paths would have their lifespans withered. Even the ancient angels Noah and Moses wouldn't be able to live for long. That was why they chose Jiang Nalan. Jiang Nalan's soul was full of vitality and had a lot of room for improvement. She could be said to have a boundless future. Yes, I'm Jiang Li. Jiang Li communicated with the old man using his will. I'm Yexius, the old man said. You killed Yamahi? You destroyed his 10 billion vanguard army? Yes. Jiang Li knew he couldn't hide it. Plus, he had the dignity of an expert. There was no need to hide that he killed Yamahi. Then why did you ask us why we attacked you? Yexius was murderous. You humans need blood to wash away the losses of the Yiksha race. Is that so? Jiang Li looked around. If it's just the three of you, I'm afraid you won't be able to do it. You're just a saint. How can you be so arrogant? Another old man from the Yiksha race walked forward. Let me see what you've got. I advise you not to attack. Jiang Li was secretly on guard. He didn't want to attack. He wasn't afraid of fighting here, but he couldn't protect the hero star in a battle of this level. The whole planet would be destroyed. Are you afraid? The old man smiled sinisterly. Foolish man, I can feel fear and the desire to protect from the depths of your eyes. You're afraid that the planet behind you will be destroyed, so you're restrained. But we're different. It doesn't matter how many Yikshas we lose. Even if 10 billion of them die, it's just a small pile of dust. So we can attack without restraint. Your lives are coming to an end. If you fight with me today, I'm afraid you won't live for long. Why do you want to be a tool for the dragon race, the bone realm, and the giant race? Jiang Li waved his hand. Maybe we can work together. I can prolong your lives. Oh! The three old men were stunned. We'd like to hear how you're going to extend our lifespan. It seems that by capturing you humans and sacrificing you to some world, we'll be able to obtain a long lifespan with the special souls of humans on Earth. You Yikshas don't have your own dimension. Which dimension do you want to sacrifice? Jiang Li said. I know the password to the immortal world, and I want to establish a good relationship with it. Sacrificing humans won't work, but we can sacrifice heavenly dragons, giants, and even the primal chaos palea energy of the angel folk. What? Primal chaos palea energy? The three old men were shocked. You have primal chaos palea energy? Where is it? In the hands of the ancient angel folk, Jiang Li said. And I know how to get primal chaos palea energy from them. What do you say? Why don't we work together? How about we sign an agreement with the humans to fight the angels together? That's a good idea, kid. The three old men chuckled darkly. But we won't believe anything you say. If you want our trust, first tell us the password to the immortal world, and second, give us 10 billion humans. Once we've tasted the sweetness, we'll work with you. No, 30 billion. Each of us has 10 billion, and I heard that you humans number in the trillions. Losing 30 billion in exchange for your peace seems worth it. I've studied your ancient history, and it's called ceding territory and paying tribute. Chapter 554. This is too much. As soon as Jiang Li heard this, he knew that the three elders of the Yiksha clan were up to no good. They had actually thought of asking the humans on Earth to offer sacrifices as a deposit. This was equivalent to ceding land as reparations in ancient times. It was even more severe, and it was basically impossible for Jiang Li to agree. In ancient times, it was possible to offer people as slaves to other races, such as marriage. In modern times, everyone had dignity. Doing this was simply breaking the bottom line. Anyone would rather die than submit. Jiang Li was filled with murderous intent. What do you think? You don't agree? You should know that you killed a saint of the Yiksha race, a great Tao-level cultivator, and billions of other races. Can't we get something of equal value? It seems that you don't have any sincerity. You humans on Earth are full of tricks and cunning. I won't cooperate with you, so just forget about it. Moreover, we have signed an agreement with the Bone Realm, the Dragon Realm, and the Giant Realm to divide you humans on Earth. However, we are not going to attack now. We want to talk to the higher-ups of the human race. Since you are here, I will give you 3 days to think about it. Yeah. Rumble. A huge shadow appeared. It was a golden dragon that traversed through time and space. When Long Zitian and Long Rihuang appeared, their faces revealed extremely sinister smiles. Jiangli, we know very well how many planets the humans have and how many people live on them. Right now, we have already sent an army to surround these planets. As long as you humans act rashly, you will be completely annihilated. However, we are not prepared to exterminate the human race. We will allow you to live in the solar system. What do you think? Jiji. A giant also appeared here. The giant was 300,000 meters tall, and it was an expert with 3 great daos. As soon as he appeared, he became 3 meters tall and stared fixedly at Jiangli. Not bad, not bad. Such an outstanding person actually appeared among the humans of Earth. However, you are also the greatest enemy of us, the Scion Giant. You were the one who killed the Scion race's Scion Adjudicator, right? Big brother, he was the one who killed Saya's Adjudicator. Scion Slaughter took a step forward. Jiangli, I understand everything. You killed the Scion race's giant prince, devoured his race, and used them as food for the Broodmother's advancement. That's how it became the current star Infinity, right? So what if I am? Jiangli knew that the situation was getting more and more dangerous. He did not expect these experts to join forces so quickly. Heh. Another ear-piercing laughter could be heard as a purple skeleton appeared. The skeleton's sigh wave swept across the surroundings. The Princess of the Bone Realm admires you very much, Jiangli. You actually assisted the Heaven's will of the cultivation world to resist the invasion of the Bone Realm. Very good, very good. As the price, you will become a skeleton and become the slave of our princess. What do you think? The 4 major forces were all present. An extremely dangerous situation had occurred on the hero planet. Good. Jiangli said, you guys seem to have us humans on Earth? In that case, there's nothing more to say. We can only fight to the death and perish together. Wait. Long Zitian waved his hand. If we wanted to kill you humans, we would have done it long ago. However, the 4 major races have joined forces and decided to give you a chance to live. Everyone, I will be your representative and negotiate with this person. You don't have any objections, right? Long Zitian, you negotiate, the giant said. Very good. Long Zitian waved his sleeves. We will allow you humans to continue living on the myriad worlds celestial sphere. We will also transform the entire solar system into a very suitable place for you to live and work in peace. We can also provide protection for you humans, but you must provide us with a large number of human sacrifices every year. We have calculated that there are only 1 trillion humans on Earth right now, which is too little. With our help, your population will double in 1 year. We can provide you with various techniques for cell regeneration. Babies will only need a few months to reach adulthood and become young adult. Then, you humans on Earth will sacrifice 400 billion people to us every year, and the rest can continue to live. This way, everyone will be happy. Damn it! Jiang Li's knuckles cracked as he clenched his fist. He was angry, out of anger. He remembered that, in the era of the country, there was a fast food industry called KFC. They raised countless chickens in one place and gave them all kinds of hormones to grow. In a few months, they would completely mature. This way, the chickens wouldn't be able to stand up for the rest of their lives. Then, they were made into all kinds of fast food. Now, this was what the 4 major races wanted to do. They didn't want to go extinct because there were too few humans on Earth. Thus, they wanted to use the bloodline of humans on Earth to breed and reproduce. This way, they could continuously sacrifice humans on Earth. This kind of humiliation, this kind of thing, even if all humans on Earth were to die, they wouldn't be able to endure it. I'd rather die in glory than live in dishonor. Jiang Li's gaze was cold and arrogant as he swept his gaze over all the experts present. You don't need to think about this. Come, if you want to fight, let's fight. Young man, don't be impulsive. A single mistake can cause everlasting sorrow. I know that humans on Earth are democratic and everything can only be decided through voting. For example, this time, you could have immigrated early and moved everyone to planet Infinity, then returned to the cultivation world. Everything would have been fine. But you still wanted to take a chance and thought that we wouldn't attack and would kill each other. Did you think that we were all beings without intelligence? Giant Saya said murderously. He already had the humans on Earth and Jiang Li in his grasp. Now, don't you regret it? Why do you want to create order? In the end, people's hearts are unpredictable. So, you and your humans are now in a deadlock. Young man, life is precious. Don't be anxious. I know that you have a high prestige among the humans on Earth, and you're going to form a new government. We won't kill you, but we want you to train more humans on Earth as sacrifices. The three elders of the Yiksha race said, so, nothing will happen to you. We will still support you and give you a position. It's not convenient for us to directly rule the humans on Earth. Now only you can rule. Yes, you're a slave owner. You have a lot of tricks up your sleeve. You can train more humans on Earth. We can even give you sacrifices. How about that? The purple skeleton laughed. His bones rubbed against each other, and the mental waves were very sharp. Don't even think about it. Jiang Li wanted to smash this person in front of him with a punch. Don't be anxious, young man. You can't make the decision alone. We'll give you 3 days to think about it. Also, the alliance of the dragon race, Bone Realm, Giants, and Yiksha race has surrounded all 49 planets of the humans, including your infinity star. Scion Massacre laughed. Hold a meeting with the higher-ups of the human race. In 3 days, we will arrange an altar in the solar system. We will invite the higher-ups of the human race to come. If you still insist on going your own way, then we will make a move and exterminate all of you ungrateful humans. Let's go. Swoosh, 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 they disappeared in an instant. But in the sky, countless battleships continued to press on. Following this, wisps of divine sense swept across the rift. Jiang Li suddenly realized that he was in the depths of the void, and around the infinity star, there were also many battleships. There were also some experts roaming around, and huge wormholes were opening. Although he could move the infinity star out, it would definitely cause a tragic war. Rumble. The world shook. The sun and moon changed, and the entire solar system was condensed by an invisible force. Between the planets there was actually a huge passage. Bang. Then, Mars exploded, Jupiter exploded. Many small planets exploded, and many arrays were condensed. Countless monsters on Earth were swept into the sky by an invisible force, then shattered and turned into energy. This was the 4 races building the solar system into a new world, a half-dimension. Although it wouldn't be as powerful as the cultivation world, it could be inhabited by humans on Earth. They wanted to use this as a breeding base, and endless human lives on Earth as sacrifices. They didn't care about trillions of people on Earth. They felt that it was too little. They wanted to let the people on Earth multiply and create more souls that were closely connected to the myriad world celestial sphere. At this time, the humans living on the planets in the various galaxies went crazy. When they woke up, they found that the space above their planet was densely packed with battleships and arrays. They couldn't fly up at all. Moreover, powerful psychic waves were transmitted to every planet. Humans on Earth, you are completely under our control. Don't act rashly, or you will be killed without mercy. In 3 days, we will negotiate with your higher-up. Humans on Earth, your fate is about to be decided. On the internet, countless people were panicking. The internet seemed to be exploding. Countless people were asking what was going on. An apocalyptic atmosphere spread, especially when some people who didn't believe it flew up and were about to kill the battleships. They were suddenly shattered by a huge force. Where are the saints? Where are the saints of humanity? What's going on? My planet is surrounded by people. My planet is also surrounded by people. Heavens, where did this power come from? When are they going to invade? It's the space-time rift on Earth. If I had known, I would have migrated to planet Infinity, to the cultivation world. Where's the government? Why aren't the government officials coming out to explain? Back then, they were the ones who said not to let us migrate. They delayed passing the immigration law. Heavens, if they invade, we humans will be wiped out immediately. Limitless Group, where are the people from the Limitless Group? Why aren't they saying anything? Damn president, where's Meng Jiangnan? He's still the president now. He should come out and speak at this time. Where's Jiang Nailan? He's the #1 expert of humanity. His Jiang family has been promoting us to fight to the end. Why isn't he coming out now? Is he a turtle hiding in its shell? The government, what is the government doing? Where's the army? Can't the army defeat the battleships outside? Countless panicked comments spread on the internet. Chapter 555. Jiangli, are those people really going to make a move? On Infinity Star, Jiangli, Dreamkite, and some other executives of the Limitless Group were in constant discussion. Hua Ludao and the other saints looked at the densely packed warships around them and were ready to make a move, but Jiangli stopped them. Jiangli knew that there was no point in making a move now. As long as Infinity Star did not move, it would not be attacked. Once it moved, it would immediately collapse. With his current strength, there was no way he could fight against the alliance of the 4 races. With his strength, he could freely enter and exit Infinity Star, but all the human planets on Earth would definitely be destroyed. Moreover, he could not leave. Once he left, he suspected that Jiang Nailan would also betray humans and sign an agreement with these races, treating humans like pigs in a pen. Jiang Nailan could really do such a thing. Sigh, if only Jiang Nailan could join forces with me, I would have solved this problem long ago. What a pity. Jiang Li let out a long sigh. But now that things have come to this, I still have to discuss it with them. Let's go to the main god planet. Let's go. Immediately, all the executives of the Limitless Group opened a wormhole and headed to the main god planet. At the same time, the global network began to broadcast the meeting of the human executives to discuss how to solve this huge crisis. Jiang Li issued a call, hoping that the people of the world would remain calm and not move. They would wait for the human executives to come up with a countermeasure before making arrangements. At the same time, he called for everyone not to panic, and the human executives would handle everything properly. Jiang Li and the other executives left Infinity Star, but they were not stopped. It seemed that the 4 races tacitly allowed him to do so. The 4 races all had a grudge against Jiang Li. The giant race had their Saya's judgment killed, the dragon race had their immortal slaying great path taken away, and the Yaksha race had their great path cultivators and billions of troops killed. The princess of the Bone Realm had her plan to devour young Tianyi stopped by Jiang Li. Logically speaking, all of them hated Jiang Li to the bone, and they would kill him first before anything else. But now they were very polite. Most people were puzzled. However, Jiang Li knew that these people wanted to use him to develop the human race on Earth. At the end of the day, they wanted to use him as a slave. They wanted to raise humans on Earth, and then use him as a sacrifice. This is a trick that rulers often play. Whether the humans on Earth would become slaves or fight to the death would depend on the decision at this meeting. On Earth, the experts of the Giant Clan, Bone Realm, Heavenly Dragon Clan, and Yaksha Clan gathered on a huge altar. Everyone, Jiang Li has gone to the primary god planet. We have been monitoring his every move at all times. Let's see what answer he will give us in 3 days. Long Zai Tian Dao was the strongest expert present. Even though there were experts of 3 grand Daos present, the giant Saigu, Long Zai Tian Dao was the strongest. The Scion Ancient Nu was a 300,000-meter tall giant, and after shrinking, it was only 3 meters tall. Its energy was extremely powerful, but its physique was inferior to the heavenly dragon race's Long Zai Tian. Therefore, Long Zai Tian was the strongest. These trillions of humans are too few. It's not enough for us to eat. We should raise more so that we can use them at any time. Their bloodline is that of Pangu's primal chaos Yuanshi. As long as they get close to the myriad world's celestial sphere, they will be born endlessly. If we eat them all, it'll be like killing the goose that lays the golden eggs. Since only the 4 races have descended, let's divide them first. The Scion Ancient Nu said. I agree. I agree too. A purple skeleton from the Bone Realm said, Everyone, we still have to be on guard against something, and that is the cultivation world's heaven's will. We must first conquer this world. That heaven's will is nothing. Its world is too big, and 99% of its power is used to maintain the world's life and death. It's not a big deal to split a bit of its power. Long Zai Tian said, but we still have to be on guard. When we stabilize, we'll destroy this world and divide it. That's not a problem. The Scion Ancient Nu waved its hand. We can conquer countless planes and stars. Come, let's turn this solar system into a breeding farm. In 3 days, that Jiangli better know what's good for him. Otherwise, I'll turn him to ashes. Then we'll capture the humans and feed them. Their fates will be 100 times worse than now. Long Zai Tian said, but we have to be on guard against the invasion of other races. When the time comes, it'll be troublesome. It doesn't matter. Once the humans are united, each of our 4 great races will first take out 100 billion humans as sacrifices. Our strength will increase several-fold. At that time, even if some other races descend, it will be a piece of cake. Instead, they will give us even more sacrifices. The Scion Ancient Ho didn't care at all, and a valiant aura spread out. When the time comes, we'll sacrifice the entire cultivation world, the 3 experts said. Also, we will sacrifice the immortal world. That Jiangli knows the password to the immortal world. We must obtain it from him. Forget it. I'll sacrifice the dragon world's will, Long Zai Tian said. I have my own world. So do we, the purple skeletons said. We'll sacrifice it to the bone world's will. Following that, the energy waves of these people spread out into the distance, condensing into many traces in the air. The void in the solar system turned into a flat land. With their combined power, they could easily move the stars. The Overgod planet was surrounded by a dense array of battleships. They belonged to the heavenly dragon bone world and the giant. In addition, there was a powerful barrier surrounding it. They didn't stop Jiangli and the others from entering, as if Long Zai Tian and the others were deliberately giving them freedom. Here's my chance. Meng Jiangnan trembled with excitement. Humanity was facing a great crisis, but he wasn't worried. Instead, he thought it was a good chance for him to rise. What he wanted the most was chaos. If it continued like this, he could find a chance. Otherwise, if humanity continued to be peaceful, he wouldn't be able to find a chance. At this moment, in the huge conference hall, all the meditational experts were present. They looked at each other, knowing that they were facing a great crisis. Jiangli saw Jiang Nalan and Meng Jiangnan as soon as he walked in. Jiang Nalan was talking to many elders. They seemed to be discussing something. The Jiang family was here too. Jiang Li's gaze swept across the area. Right now, there were more than 90,000 human experts at the meditative level. There were close to 100,000 of them. This was a massive force, and they were all gathered on the main god planet. Unfortunately, there were only a few saints. There had never been a new saint. Even Situwudi and the others couldn't advance. No one could help them. In the past, the number of meditational experts was far from this number. However, with the appearance of the limitless group, technology was advancing with each passing day, and all kinds of monsters appeared on Earth. Everyone went to kill them. Countless experts advanced and broke through bottleneck. When Jiangli was in high school, 100,000 meditational experts were unimaginable. Jiangli is here. The people from the limitless group are here. Seeing Jiangli come in, these people were in an uproar. Then they quieted down. Everyone, I think you all know about the situation. 4 super races have appeared on Earth. Giant, Bone Realm, Sky Dragon, and Yiksha. They have joined forces and mobilized an endless army. Now they have surrounded our entire planet. They want to destroy our entire civilization. Jiangli walked to the center of the hall. Humanity is at its most critical moment. We can't argue anymore. Jiangli, what are you trying to say? Meng Jiangnan's voice was sharp. I'm the president here. Logically speaking, I should be the one speaking. I now announce that humanity and the 4 races will immediately go to war. Do you want to compromise? Everyone, back then, I wanted to talk about immigration, but this president stopped us from doing so. Otherwise, we would have moved to the cultivation world long ago, and we wouldn't be in such a passive situation now. Jiangli didn't even look at Meng Jiangnan. Now, humanity is at its most critical moment. I declare that we will immediately dismiss the president and lock him up. What do you all think? I agree too. Countless people in the hall raised their hands. The number of people who raised their hands took a long time. Only the Jiang family's meditational experts objected. It seemed that all of humanity had awakened. Okay, this is an emergency meeting. This is the last moment of life and death for all of humanity. Let's keep things simple. This is also stipulated in the Constitution. Jiangli said fiercely, from now on, Meng Jiangnan, you're not the president. Ancestor God Meng, he's your disciple. Lock him up. Sure. A saint appeared behind Jiangli. It was Ancestor God Meng, the head of the Cultivation World's Dream Sect. He had also joined the Limitless Group and signed the Saints' Agreement. Everyone, Meng Jiangnan is the eldest disciple of the Cultivation World's Dream Sect. Back then, when the Cultivation World and the humans of Earth were at war, the Dream Sect allied with Jiang Nalan. He groomed Meng Jiangnan and somehow became the president. I don't know how many bad things he has done. This time, the Cultivation World and the humans of Earth have turned hostility into friendship. This is the will of the heavens. So I'm here to take him away so that he doesn't ruin humanity's development. Ancestor God Meng stood up and waved his hand. An image appeared. It was the bits and pieces of Meng Jiangnan's life in the Dream Sect. This was evidence that couldn't be faked. Moreover, there were many contracts he had signed with Jiang Nalan. They had Jiang Nalan's aura. What? So that's how it is. If that's the case, then the president is really illegal. Jiang Nalan made such a plot to interfere with the presidential election. He's not a good person. If it wasn't for the Jiang family, we humans wouldn't be in such an awkward situation. Now that we've all entered the cultivation world, we can move forward and retreat as we wish. Damn it. The Jiang family is the sinner of humanity. They're against humanity. Quiet down. Can't you see? This is the final battle between the Limitless Group and the Jiang family. We can't be cannon fodder. What are they doing? They're still fighting among themselves when the human enemy is right in front of them? Idiot, this isn't fighting among themselves. They're trying to eliminate hidden dangers. Many people were discussing. Jiangli, this move of yours is useless. Jiang Nalan seemed to have predicted this move from Jiangli. He stood up and looked around. The scene quieted down. Chapter 556. Even though there was evidence that Jiang Nailan had colluded with the people from the cultivation world, sabotaged the election, and did all sorts of things that harmed humanity, no one blamed him when he stood up. His aura, his dignity, even the most heinous of evildoers, had a great influence on humanity. In the days without Wang Chao, he was the #1 person on Earth. In the past few decades, he had never fallen. Even now, he was still the #1 person on Earth. No one could shake his position. His aura intimidated everyone present. His dignity subdued everyone. There was only one person present who could go against his aura. That person was Jiang Li. Right now, the cultivation world and the humans on Earth are already one. Back then, I was just following your footsteps and wanted to merge with the cultivation world. I was laying out a plan for humanity. Jiang Nailan looked at Jiang Li and slowly said, "You want to defeat me and then dominate the human race? Your philosophy is wrong. No matter how brilliant a dictatorship is, it can't compare to mutual restraint. Now, the only person who can restrain you and the limitless group is me. In human society, we need yin and yang. You and I are yin and yang. The limitless group can't be the only one. Everyone, what do you think?" Jiang Nailan circled around and his words were infectious. Power has to restrain each other. I can tolerate the limitless group forming a new government, and I can tolerate Meng Jiangnan being put on trial. However, I can't tolerate the limitless group's dictatorship. Everyone, this is a matter of life and death for humanity. Do you think my existence is unnecessary? Or must I exist? I must exist. Indeed, no matter how brilliant the limitless group is, it's still a dictatorship. Power has to be separated and restrained for it to be complete. That's why we humans need Jiang Nailan. That's right. The people present also began to discuss. In fact, this was the simplest truth. Everyone present was a politician, so they naturally knew this truth. Jiang Nailan, I won't defeat you in one go. Jiang Li knew that he couldn't force them. If there was internal strife among the humans, it would be even worse now. I don't want internal strife among the humans now. No matter how ambitious you are still a human from Earth. I came here today to see everyone's opinion. How should we deal with the experts outside? I'm sure the 4 races outside have already communicated with you. Jiang Nailan said, "Your wife, Long Yueji, is a dragon. You are good at communicating with other races. Right now, you are the one who is the most dangerous to humans. According to logic, the other races should attack us first, but they didn't. Did you sign some agreement with them? For example, an agreement to betray us humans?" While speaking, Jiang Nailan grabbed Meng Jiangnan's arm and defended him. You can't just listen to Jiang Li's side of the story about President Meng Jiangnan's impeachment. I think the most urgent matter right now is the dragon race, the giant race, the bone world, and the Yaksha race. This is the greatest enemy of humanity. The relationship between Jiang Li and the Dragon Clan is unclear. I think the most important thing to do is to capture his wife, Long Yueji, and strictly interrogate her. Jiang Li's eyes suddenly turned murderous. Jiang Nailan, you still want to stir up trouble at this time? Internal strife? Do you really want to disregard the safety of humanity? What we should do now is to put aside all our grudges and kill our way out together to eradicate the 4 races. Ha 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 ha. Meng Jiangnan laughed. Jiang Li, aren't you protected by the cultivation world's will? It said that it will protect humanity. Why hasn't it appeared yet? I think the dragon race's invasion is a conspiracy between you and your wife. You want to use external forces to eliminate the dissidents so that you can achieve your goal of dictatorship. That's right. I agree. Jiang Wuya, the head of the Jiang family, also laughed. Based on our analysis, Jiang Li, you are full of flaws. What do you think? Are you done? I agree. Immediately ban the unlimited cabinet, then capture Long Yueji and interrogate her. We can even use her as a hostage to force the heavenly dragon race to retreat. Jiang Wudao smiled brightly. Jiang Li, see for yourself. Jiang Nailin seemed to have unknowingly gained the upper hand. Jiang Nailin, you are really hopeless. Jiang Li shook his head. That's right. I have made contact with the 4 major races. They gave us humans 3 days to submit to them. They will build a new country in the solar system and let us live in it. Then they will keep us captive. Every year they will make us sacrifice 400 billion people to them. Otherwise they will attack in 3 days. They are now building the sun. Everyone, please take a look. The optical computer showed the changes of the solar system. Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, and Venus had all disappeared, turning into the most primitive matter. Only Earth and the Sun were still there. Then, space appeared in the solar system. Flat land, mountains, rivers, everything was like the cultivation world. What? Preposterous! Bastards, this is intolerable. Kill, 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 kill. We humans would rather all perish than accept such humiliation. Jiang Li, did you agree to their conditions? Kill. We must kill them. We humans will not accept such humiliation. We will not even hand over a single human. Kill. The crowd was agitated and could not bear it. Everyone, of course I will not agree. Jiang Li waved his hand. I came here to discuss with everyone because I would rather die in glory than live in dishonor. This time, we are discussing how to unite and fight to the death. Jiang Nailin, you keep saying that you are doing this for humanity. Do you dare to fight with me in the solar system and fight against the experts of the 4 races? Everything else was fake. The only thing that mattered now was to fight a bloody battle for humanity and carve out a path of blood. That was the only thing that mattered. Jiang Nailin, do you dare? I can give up my life now. Do you dare? Jiang Li asked a few times in a row. Every one of them was extremely powerful. It was as if they were interrogating their hearts. Indeed, everything was fake. At this time, they did not need any evidence. They would fight for humanity. This was real. Jiang Nailin frowned. This time, Jiang Li had really hit his soft spot. He would not be so foolish as to fight for the sake of humanity. Moreover, he was now an expert of 2 great Daos. However, among the 4 races there were many experts. He was not a match for experts of 3 great Daos. This was especially true for the dragon race. The giants were not countered by the AI of the prime godship. He would not be as relaxed as the ancient battle angel. Jiang Li, are you carrying out your plot? Jiang Nailin laughed coldly. You are colluding with the 4 races, so you dragged me to fight with you. When we reach the solar system, they will set up a formation to trap me. Then, you will take the opportunity to kill me. You have not explained the matter of Long Yueji clearly. Humanity is now in a crisis of life and death. One wrong step and we will be doomed. How can I believe anything you say? No matter. I already knew you would say that. How about we swear a primal chaos oath? Swear to shed the last drop of blood for humanity. Do you dare to swear in front of everyone today? Let's swear together. Do you dare? Jiang Li was not afraid of any sophistry from Jiang Nailin. This was because he had the heart to sacrifice, while Jiang Nailin did not. Therefore, he did not care at all. As for Jiang Nailin, he was strong on the outside but weak on the inside. There were definitely many things that he did not dare to do. A primal chaos oath? This thing will not be verified. After all, it is an ancient legend. Moreover, I have never believed in any oath. Jiang Nailin rolled her eyes. In short, what we need to do now is very simple. First, you have to disassociate yourself from the 4 races because they are humanity's greatest enemy. Second, you have to completely relinquish control of the Lord God's AI and merge with mine. Only then will humanity have hope. And most importantly, you still have the cultivation world's heaven's will that has not descended. It can help us humans. The cultivation world's heavens will wants to maintain its own world. Humanity's matters must be solved by us humans. It is just a system. I am its spokesperson. I cannot order the system to do anything. Zhongli, also Zhang Nalan, why can't you give me the control of the Lord God's AI? Alright, it seems that you do not want to pay the price. Forget it. Zhang Nalan was actually determined. No matter how much Zhongli gave in, he would not let humanity succeed. He wanted to use humanity's safety to restrain Zhongli. After arguing with Zhang Nalan for a long time, Zhongli still could not reach an agreement. He knew that Zhang Nalan could not be saved. Sigh. Zhongli let out a long sigh. Zhang Nalan, you are really hopeless. I will not discuss this matter anymore. Everyone, this is all I can do. I cannot be a savior. Humanity is facing extinction, and I can only do my best to fight. Those who are willing to follow the Limitless Group, please step forward. Those who are willing to follow Zhang Nalan, please stand on his side. Hearing Zhang Li's words, everyone present looked at each other. Everyone knew that Zhang Li and Zhang Nalan did not get along. They were mortal enemies. But now, at humanity's most critical moment, they actually had an internal conflict. Zhang Li, are you trying to divide us? Meng Jiangnan roared. He finally had something on Zhang Li. Do you think that the highest level of humanity is holding a meeting like a bandit occupying a mountain? Or are you playing a child's game? You can take a group of people and leave, but I will also take a group and leave? If this is not dividing us, then what is it? Is that so? Zhang Li smiled disdainfully. It is because of scum like you that humanity has fallen to this state. Everyone has the right to choose. They can at least choose their right to live. You don't care about the lives of humans, but they care about their own lives. Everyone, the choice is in your hands. Do you want to be with Zhang Nalan and be deceived by him, or do you want to be with me and fight for humanity one last time? Everyone, Zhang Li's current actions are blatant division. Zhang Nalan smiled. He felt that his plan had succeeded. At least now, he felt that some of the humans would stay with him. At that time, he could execute his plan. Moreover, even if these humans chose him, Zhang Li would definitely not ignore them. He could still trap Zhang Li and make him unable to extricate himself. Chapter 557. I'm willing to follow the Limitless Group. I'm also willing to support the Limitless Group's restructuring of the human government. The Limitless Group has been working hard all these years. We can see it clearly. I think it's better for the humans to be restrained. I'll follow the current government, which means I'll follow Zhang Nalan. I have to say, although the Limitless Group is doing well, it seems to be a traitor. His wife, Long Yueji, is very suspicious. She's in cahoots with the dragon race. I can't entrust my fate to this. With Zhang Li's statement, the humans present were divided. No matter how well the Limitless Group managed, Long Yueji was still a member of the dragon race. Now, the biggest enemy of the humans was the dragon race. Such a situation would inevitably arouse suspicion. Under such circumstances, everyone expressed their stance. Half of them followed the Limitless Group, while the other half followed Zhang Nalan. From this, it could be seen that at the most crucial moment, the Limitless Group had yet to win the trust of the humans. Of course, the most basic thing for the humans now was to have a balance of power. Only in this balance could they finally control the humans and not be a dictatorship. Zhang Li, there are still half of them following me. If we split it evenly, I'm afraid your new human government won't be able to be established. I think you should go back obediently and do what you need to do. Our human affairs have to be resolved elsewhere. I'll negotiate with the dragon race again. Zhang Nalan smiled. If you negotiate with them, you'll cause the humans to suffer a disaster. But if I negotiate with them, it might not be the same. If you say no, I'll negotiate with them to let the humans and the 4 major races coexist peacefully. Oh. Jiang Li frowned. Then I'll wait here and see how your negotiation goes. If you have the ability, why don't you go to the solar system to negotiate now? Of course, Jiang Nalan wouldn't negotiate with those people. However, it was already the situation he wanted. As for now, there's no rush. We should immediately counterattack. We should start our counterattack from all the planets. Look at the sky, it's filled with battleships. They're densely packed and surrounding us. I think we should first give the 4 major races a head-on blow and then defeat them in one fell swoop. Even if we can't defeat them, we should let them know the explosive power of the humans. Then we can start the negotiation. In short, we have to let these races know that we are still very strong. Only then will we have the right to negotiate. Absolutely not. Jiang Li was shocked. He almost wanted to kill Jiang Nalan. Now that Jiang Nalan was going to make a move, it meant that he was truly doomed. There were still 3 days left. He could think of many ways. At most, he could communicate with the heavenly will of the cultivation world again. However, if Jiang Nalan were to act now, the 4 races would immediately attack. Dozens of planets would be destroyed, and billions of humans would be turned into ashes. The human race's accumulation was simply too little. There was no way they could compete with these races that had existed for hundreds of thousands of years, or even millions of years. What? Weren't you excited to fight against these races just now? I'm going to fight them now, and you're actually afraid? At this moment, Jiang Nalan had truly grasped Jiang Li's weakness. However, I won't listen to anything you say. I'll make my move now. Let's see how powerful the Dragon Race, Bone Realm, Giants, and Yiksha Race are. Rumble! He suddenly attacked, and with a palm strike, he was going to destroy all the warships outside the main god planet. However, there was no way to stop this attack. More importantly, Jiang Li couldn't stop it because Jiang Nalan's attack was too fierce. If he tried to stop it, the battle between the two would first destroy the palace. Bang! At this moment, someone moved. It wasn't Jiang Li, but Dream Kite. A rune appeared on her body. This rune was actually a word, and that was sure. As soon as the rune appeared, the main god planet was frozen. Before Jiang Nalan's attack could fly out of the main god planet, it had already disappeared without a trace. What? Jiang Nalan was shocked. What kind of talisman is this? I can't block it at all. This is Wang Chao's aura. Wang Chao's aura. As expected, as soon as the talisman appeared, the main god planet was filled with an elegant aura. It wasn't the domineering aura of the martial world's heavenly will, but pure elegance. This kind of elegance seemed to be closely integrated with the earth of the myriad worlds' celestial sphere. It had an unfathomable majesty. Jiang Nalan felt like she was a child in front of this aura. Everyone was shocked. Wang Chao has appeared? It's Wang Chao's talisman. This woman is from the cultivation world. Why does she have Wang Chao's aura? Some people were shocked, not knowing what was going on. After all, Wang Chao was the #1 human, and no one had surpassed him. Even Jiang Nalan didn't dare say that she could defeat Wang Chao. In fact, the one who knew Wang Chao's strength the best was Jiang Nalan. That's right, I'm Wang Chao's disciple. Dream Kite walked out. Wang Chao taught me for a long time. He also knew that the earth was the myriad world's celestial sphere, and that humans would definitely face a major calamity. Therefore, he gave me this talisman to prevent traitors from appearing among the humans and destroying the overall plan. Actually, what humans fear the most is not external enemies, but internal enemies. You're from the Limitless group. Does that mean that Wang Chao has chosen the Limitless group? A marshal shouted. Back then, Wang Chao could have been the eternal overlord of humans, but he left. We all thought that he would die, but who would have thought that he's not dead yet? He even made an accurate estimate of the current situation of humans. Yes. Dream Kite said, humans now have 3 days. It's not good for us to act rashly. Actually, we humans have a chance to counterattack, or even destroy these races in one fell swoop. That is to combine the main god's optical computer. In this way, our power will increase dozens of times. However, Master Wang Chao once said that this is also the greatest crisis of the human race. The optical computer of the main god cannot fall into the hands of an ambitious person. Master Wang Chao told me that Jiang Nailan is the most ambitious person. What? Some people originally thought that Jiang Nailan was reliable, but now the situation had changed. Since Wang Chao's disciple had appeared, then Jiang Nailan must be an ambitious person. Wang Chao definitely has no ambition. He is the martial emperor of the human race, the strongest person in the world. It seems that there's really something wrong with this Jiang Nailan. At this moment, many people from Jiang Nailan's camp switched to the Limitless Group's camp. 80% of the people from the Limitless Group's camp instantly joined the Limitless Group's camp. This was simply a complete defeat to Jiang Nailan. Good. Jiang Li looked admiringly at Dream Kite. Everyone, my support rate has reached 80%. I now announce the establishment of a new government. As for the position of president, I will not assume it. Instead, Dream Kite will be the candidate. After all, she is Wang Chao's disciple. There are also candidates among you. We can vote and make the final decision. How about it? Once it's decided, I'll hand over the control of the Lord God's optical supercomputer to whoever becomes the president. Furthermore, Jiang Nailan has to be handed over as well. With the optical supercomputer, we'll fight the 4 major races together. When Dream Kite revealed her identity as Wang Chao's disciple, the support rate instantly reached 80%. There were no more obstacles to the formation of a new government by the Limitless Group. Therefore, Jiang Li knew that he had the upper hand. Now that the survival of the human race is at stake, we can indeed hold an emergency election. I can let Dream Kite become the president. I also agree. But the president needs to be voted on by the people. Isn't such a direct election a little too hasty? No problem. We can announce the vote on the internet now. It will be settled in a day. This is an emergency. Special treatment. All right, let's not waste any time. Let's start the voting process immediately. After an emergency discussion, the voting process started. In an instant, images popped up on the optical computer chips of every human on dozens of planets. BZZT, 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 powerful data flashed. The votes for candidate Dream Kite rose steadily. In an instant, she occupied almost half of the human race. Jiang Nailan has more than half of the vote. Dream Kite's popularity is indisputable. She can become the president of the human race. A few hours later, Jiang Li felt his entire optical computer vibrate. On the internet, the votes for Dream Kite had far exceeded the number of votes for the president. I announce that the new government of the human race is established. It is legal and effective. At this time, some of the elders and members of the Senate began to declare their positions. President Dream Kite has been elected. Meng Jiangnan has stepped down from the position of president and will be put on trial. This was the voice transmitted by the optical computer. Everything was very simple because this was a critical period. Dream Paper Kite was elected as the president and formed a new government team. In fact, in modern society, politics was as simple as playing house. It wasn't something too profound. The government was already a service organization, not a ruling organization. Everyone, I have been elected as the president of the human race. As Wang Chao's disciple, I am honored to serve the human race. Dream Kite ignored Jiang Nailan's and Meng Jiangnan's ugly expressions. Right now, the human race is in the most dangerous situation. The only way to break out of this situation is to completely integrate all resources. I announce that the first point is to combine the optical computers of the Lord God and take them all back to the government. This way, the human race's power will increase by 100 times. What do you think? The Limitless Group has already agreed to hand over control to the new government. Now, only Mr. Jiang Nalan is left. Swish, swish, swish. Everyone's gaze turned to Jiang Nalan. This time, the new government was successfully formed. Everything was legal and the government could use an emergency order to let the court rule that the control of the optical computers belonged to the government. Mr. Jiang Nalan, a long time ago, the control of the Lord God's optical computer belonged to the government. I hope that you can return it now. Jiang Li took the chance to be aggressive. Otherwise, the new government can sue you and the court can make a decision now. Chapter 558. Jiang Li was pressuring Jiang Nalan in the name of righteousness. He was pushing him to the limit step by step. He didn't believe that Jiang Nalan wouldn't compromise. Indeed, the only way for humans to save the situation was to combine the optical computer of the Lord God and gain full control of it. In fact, the great Emperor's relic was more powerful than the optical computer of the Lord God. Unfortunately, Jiang Li's realm was too low and he couldn't use it smoothly. If he was a Grand Dao cultivator, he would be able to defeat everything. The dragon race and the bone realm were nothing but food for him. Jiang Li, are you trying to force me? Jiang Nalan didn't care at all. Right now I have 40% control over the sovereign ships A.I. But even if the sovereign ships A.I. is combined, it's just a virtual divine spark. You have the Grand Emperor's relic, which is the divine spark of a true god. All of the control is in your hands. If you activate it, you can still resolve this situation. How about this? I can give you the control, but you give me the Great Emperor's relic. No one can use the Great Emperor's relic. It's useless, Jiang Li said. Your realm is too low, but I'm different. All of a sudden, Jiang Nalan's body trembled, and his aura shocked everyone present. It spread far and wide, with a kind of grand ambition that could swallow the world. At this moment, two great paths appeared on his body. The great path of immortality and the great path of judgment appeared, turning into two long rainbows that revolved around him. Above his head, a total of 36 rules appeared, forming another great path. This great path seemed real and illusory at the same time. It was like a human figure that kept changing, attacking with various martial arts. Martial King Dao. Meng Jiangnan almost jumped up. This is the Martial King Dao, the most profound great Dao in the martial world. You actually succeeded? That's right. You think you're favored by the martial world? Wrong. The one favored by the martial world is actually me. I've been a seed of the martial world since a long time ago. The Martial King Dao is based on martial arts. I can ascend to the martial world anytime, but I don't want to, Jiang Nalan said. Jiang Li, I don't need your great emperor's relic. What do you think? You keep saying that you're doing this for the sake of humanity. Why don't you lend me the monarch relic now? With the power of the relic, I'll be able to advance to the realm of 3 Grand Daos and kill the experts of the dragon race, bone realm, titan race, and yiksha race. What do you think? You have the ambition of a wolf. You put us humans in danger. If you didn't stop us, we humans would have migrated long ago and comfortably hid in the cultivation world. We could watch the races fight and even come out to take advantage of them. Jiang Li didn't fall for Jiang Nalan's tricks at all. He was completely disappointed in Jiang Nalan. This person was hopeless. The stronger she was, the greater the hidden danger. Ha 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 ha! Jiang Nalan laughed out loud. Jiang Li, you are indeed selfish. It seems that we can't cooperate. You want to gain control? That's impossible. If you want to form a government, then do it here. It's like a child's play. Do you really think I care? Heavenly scepter. Rumble. He grabbed, and Meng Jiangnan was caught in his hand. His body twisted, and not only him, but all the members of the Jiang family disappeared without a trace. Elders, representatives, I will soon condense my third great Tao. When that time comes, I will defeat all invading enemies in one fell swoop. This Jiang Li is the most ambitious person in human history. Don't fall for his tricks. Also, Jiang Li, I'm waiting for you to sue me. Let's see if you can really take control of this child's play from my hands. He really couldn't be bothered with Jiang Li's coercion. He just left. Jiang Li also knew that he couldn't make Jiang Nalan give in with the momentum he had created. After all, Jiang Nalan's cultivation was almost the top of the human race, and she was about to condense her third great Tao. Jiang Li, the human race is in troubled times right now. Can you put off your grudge with Jiang Nalan? An expert from the Senate walked over. If you guys fight, then we humans will really be finished. Let's go according to procedure. Jiang Li frowned. He really couldn't fall out with Jiang Nalan now. Although they were bound by the holy agreement, if they openly fell out, it would be a great loss to the human race. However, even if they didn't fall out, Jiang Nalan would still harm the human race. He could even tear up the agreement and sacrifice the human race. The evil in this person's heart was indescribable. Everyone, what do we do now? Someone from the military walked over. President Dreamkite, you are now the person in charge of the government. All orders will be issued by you. Okay, I now announce that all the planets are in a state of first-level combat readiness. Prepare to fight to the death at any time. At the same time, we will record our civilization and continue the fire seed. Fortunately, Jiang Li once opened the passage to the cultivation world. There are about 100 billion humans living in the cultivation world. This is the fire seed for the continuation of our human civilization. One more thing, and that is to delay as much as possible for us humans to fight for an opportunity, Dream Kite said. You are Wang Chao's disciple. Wang Chao is the strongest. Now that the human race is on the brink of death, will he come out? An elder asked. He created the holy agreement and once destroyed the invading battleship of the angel race. Now that the human race is on the brink of death, there's no way he won't come out, right? No. Dream Kite said, we humans have already been saved once. We can't rely on others to save us. We should save ourselves. Moreover, he has gone to a mysterious place to resolve the last hidden danger of the human race. There's no way he can rush back in time. If that's the case, we humans really can only fight to the death. Everyone present was deeply worried. Originally, if the human race was united and Jiang Nalan and Jiang Li worked together to combine the godships A.I., then the human race would still have the ability to fight. But now that the two factions were like fire and water, how could they possibly work together? Just like that, all the upper echelons of the human race stood in the conference hall on the God planet. Jiang Li's mind raced. He only had 3 days. After 3 days, the 4 major races would definitely attack. The end of the human race would come, and it would be very difficult for him to escape. Moreover, he had never thought about how to escape. His fate was fated to be linked with that of the human race. The fate of the human race would be his fate. If it was just the 4 major races outside, he wouldn't be afraid. But Jiang Nalan had evil intentions and was beyond redemption. Apart from that, there was also the angel race who was watching him covetously. They definitely wouldn't let him go. If that was the case, even if he was made of iron, how many nails could he hit? Jiang Nalan, I didn't think that Jiang Li would still succeed in forming a new government. In the void outside the main god planet, Jiang Nalan and Meng Jiangnan stood together. Apart from them, there were also some core members of the Jiang family. It would be extremely easy for these people to escape the blockade outside. The battleships outside wouldn't be able to stop saint-level experts from escaping. However, the goal of the 4 major races wasn't the peak experts of the human race, but rather the souls of the entire human race. As long as they captured 1 trillion humans and raised them like chickens, ducks, pigs, and dogs, it wouldn't matter. It doesn't matter. Jiang Nalan looked coldly at Meng Jiangnan. Next, they'll put you on trial, then sue me in court and force me to return control to the government. However, all of this only has 3 days. It's already too late for them to do that, and I don't care at all about this kind of child's play. That's what I'm worried about right now, Meng Jiangnan said. Once they finish their trial and come to arrest us, if we resist, wouldn't that be a violation of the Saint's agreement? Will the fate tablet affect us? That's exactly what I'm hoping for. Jiang Nailan didn't care in the slightest. If the fate tablet shows its use at this time, then I'll defeat it in one fell swoop. The reason I can't advance to the third Grand Tao is because the fate tablet is secretly restraining me. It's because of my inner demon. My inner demon isn't Jiangli. He's no match for me. My inner demon is Wang Chao. The fate tablet was left behind by him. Only by breaking it will I be able to take the first step in defeating Wang Chao. This will be my first clash with him. What is the fate tablet, exactly? Meng Jiangnan didn't understand. It's a very miraculous substance. It's almost the same as the primal chaos oath. It's the incarnation of a contract. Jiang Nailan smiled. I've already begun to understand the mysteries of this thing's existence. Moreover, I know that once I break this thing, the fate tablet will be mine. After I refine this thing, it will seep into my body. I'll be able to refine my own true godhood. What? The fate tablet can do that? Meng Jiangnan asked. You're saying that the fate tablet can refine a virtual godhood into a true godhood? That's right. The reason why virtual things can't become real is because they lack a binding force. Jiang Nailan said. What is binding force? The Saint's contract was an illusory thing, but it could actually interfere with our lives. This was the power of binding power. The godhood of a true god has this binding force. That's the real thing. Then what do you plan to do? It seems this is an opportunity for you? Meng Jiangnan was getting more and more confused by Jiang Nailan. That's right. This is a great opportunity for me. 3 days from now will be the day the humans and the 4 races go to war. The pressure on Jiangli will increase, and he'll fall to the bottom. At that time I'll kill him. When that happens, the fate tablet and the Saint's agreement will interfere. I'll use that opportunity to break the fate tablet and absorb its power. Then I'll kill Jiangli and take control of his godhood. Then I'll devour everything. I'll sacrifice the humans and the 4 races to push my power to the pinnacle. Jiang Nailan burst out laughing. You're crazy, Meng Jiangnan murmured. That's right, Jiang Nailan said. I'm crazy, but you're in for it. I've already reached an agreement with the angel folk. They'll give me primal chaos palea energy as a sacrifice, and I'll summon the will of the martial world. It won't be a problem for me to sweep through everything. The angel folk have their own gods, and if they summon the will of heaven from any dimension, they'll be attacked. What exactly do you want? Meng Jiangnan suddenly had a bad feeling about things. I want you to become a sacrifice, of course, Jiang Nailan said. It wasn't easy for me to get the right to ascend to the martial world. Of course I'll use it, but in 3 days you'll lose all value. Chapter 559. No, kill me. Don't kill me. Don't sacrifice me. Meng Jiangnan was terrified. This is your fate. No one can change it. From the moment I laid eyes on you, your fate was already decided. Jiang Nailan said, Don't think about it. These tricks are as simple as children playing house in my eyes. What do you want from me to let me go? Meng Jiangnan still had a glimmer of hope. I won't let you go. Your soul has the ascension mark of the martial world's will. At the last moment you must fuse with my soul. That way, my soul will have the right to ascend. Jiang Nailan let out a long howl. This is something I've planned for a long time. What you need to do now is to accept your fate. No, I won't accept my fate. Jiang Nailan, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to steal your cultivation and use it for my supreme divine ability. Meng Jiangnan jumped up. However, Jiang Nalan only said one word. Seal. The densely packed seals wrapped around this person, making him look like a mummy. Should I contact the dragon race at this time? Jiang Nalan thought for a moment, then stepped out and looked at the distant starry sky. It was the solar system. As for Jiang Nalan, she was kept by him. As for the other members of the Jiang clan, they received his will. All of you, use your connections and give up all of your assets. By time. Fight for 3 days before the decision on who will be given control of the Lord's AI. The Jiang family immediately mobilized. All these years, the Jiang family had always stood firm. Even the rise of the Limitless Group didn't pose a substantial threat to the Jiang family. This was because Jiang Nalan had always stood at the peak of the human race. Solar System. Dragon Race. Jiang Nalan approached the edge of the solar system. Suddenly, he sent out his divine will. In an instant, a space-time tunnel appeared in front of him. After that, a golden figure seeped out from it. It was Long Zitian, an expert of 3 great Daos. Why, Jiang Nalan, have you humans made a decision? Long Zitian had a smile that wasn't a smile. However, it seems that you aren't the master of the human race. Right now, the master of the human race is Jiang Li. You should be someone who was expelled by him. You can't even protect yourself, so why did you come to see me? Long Zitian, I'm still the human race's #1 expert. Jiang Nalan said. Moreover, you guys still want to exterminate the human race? Or did they treat humans as livestock? I'm afraid it'll be very difficult. You've overlooked a crucial person. It's this crucial person who can exterminate your entire dragon clan. What an alarmist! Long Zitian laughed maniacally. I want to hear, just what kind of key person can exterminate our dragon clan? Wang Chao. Jiang Nalan said word by word. You should have heard of this person's name. 200 years ago, he destroyed the angel race's prophet fleet. Let me tell you, this person is very likely to be the ruler of myriad worlds, the overlord of primal chaos, the reincarnation of Yuanshi. Or rather, an existence born from his aura. He controls the myriad worlds' celestial sphere, and with a flip of his hand, myriad worlds have to submit. Once this person descends, will your dragon clan have any chance? Wang Chao, I know this person, but he can't be the reincarnation of Yuanshi. If he really is, then we won't be able to invade this place. Also, let's not discuss such an ancient matter. What exactly do you want? Long Zitian's expression turned solemn. I don't have anything I want to say. Jiang Nalan said, just a few points, simple and clear. First, I can help you deal with Wang Chao, and second, Jiang Li won't compromise. He'll fight you to the bitter end. You should understand this. The third point is the most important. I still control 40% of the human race. As long as you cooperate with me, I can make the humans surrender very quickly and then raise them in captivity. Right now, there are only 1 trillion humans, and that's still a small number. I think you don't want the human race to be exterminated just like that. You kill the goose that lays the golden eggs. In fact, you don't want to start a war, right? Because if humans die on a large scale, you will lose the opportunity to be sacrificed and raised. 1 trillion humans are just seeds, and in the future, you can raise 10 trillion, 100 trillion, 1,000 trillion, or even 10,000 trillion, or even more. As long as the human bloodline still exists, you can continue to be sacrificed forever. You should know that the power of the myriad world celestial sphere is boundless. As long as humans live on the myriad world celestial sphere, their bloodlines will contain the power of the myriad world celestial sphere. Their souls are special, and if they are sacrificed, they will gain great benefits. Therefore, every human is a precious lamb, and it's best not to lose them. I also want a share of the spoils. How about it? So you want to seize power? Long Zai-Tian thought about it. After seizing power, lead the humans to submit to us? Then raise them in captivity so that they won't resist and willingly become sacrifices? As long as they have the right to live. Correct. Jiang Nalan raised a finger. The most important thing now is to mobilize all of our experts. Within 3 days, he had to kill Jiang Li. As long as we kill Jiang Li, his organization will collapse, and the entire human government will lose its unity. Won't they be at our mercy? You want to join forces with us to assassinate Jiang Li? Long Zai-Tian said. Do we still need to assassinate that junior? Don't talk big. Jiang Nalan said. You and I both know Jiang Li's strength. If he really goes all out, I'm afraid that we really won't be able to suppress him if a few of us don't die. This child indeed has some methods, but his strongest point is not his own ability, but his godhood. As long as the power of the godhood is suppressed, I can completely pinch him to death with a single finger. Long Zai-Tian also somewhat disapproved of it. The godhood has already fused with him, and that godhood is very powerful. It's the godhood of an ancient god, and it actually won't collapse with the passage of time. It can be seen how strong it is. Jiang Nalan said, in short, let's join forces and kill Jiang Li. How about it? Make a move now? Long Zai-Tian looked at Jiang Nalan. You want us to fight with Jiang Li, and both sides will suffer, and then you will be the fisherman who benefits? Benefiting from both sides? How is that possible? Jiang Nalan waved her hand. I have to kill Jiang Li, and I'll be the first to do it. How about that? Also, we can swear to each other to the primal chaos oath. How about that? You should believe me now, right? Primal chaos oath? How? Long Zai-Tian said. I'm determined to kill Jiang Li, and I'll definitely cooperate with you sincerely. You have to give me your full support. After I kill Jiang Li, I'll inform all of humanity and share it with you. The most important thing is that you can't afford to delay. If in another half a year, or even a few months, the passage on the myriad world's celestial sphere will open again. When that time comes, many powerful races will descend again. If you want to eat the fat meat that is Earth, it doesn't seem very likely, right? Jiang Nalan said word by word. If that's the case, I can make a chaos oath with you, but I don't think it's good to keep doing this. We should cancel the chaos oath after we kill Jiang Li. Long Zai-Tian smiled sinisterly. You want to burn the bridge after crossing the river and kill me as well? Jiang Nalan wasn't surprised at all, as if she had already expected this. Not really. I just think that we should be independent. We can't be restricted by the chaos oath forever. Long Zai-Tian smiled brightly. Very well, Jiang Nalan said. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you burn the bridge after crossing the river. Let's make the oath together. What about the experts from the Bone World, Giant World, and the Yiksha race? No, I think it's better for the Dragon race to sign this agreement with you, Long Zai-Tian said. Giant World, Yiksha race, what are they? They're comparable to the Dragon race. Although the Bone World is stronger and is a dimension, it's still far from the Dragon dimension. Moreover, they're all lowly and lowly bone people. We really don't care about them. After conquering the humans, we'll kill them all. How can we let them share human souls? That's true. Jiang Nalan knew that although the 4 races had reached an agreement, they had their own plans and didn't trust each other. Whether it was the Giant World, Yiksha race, Bone World, or Sky Dragon, they were all aggressive beings. Why would they compromise? Immediately, Jiang Nalan and Long Zai-Tian made the Chaos Oath again. They would work together to kill Jiang Li. After killing Jiang Li, they would divide the humans equally and sacrifice them together. At the same time, they also signed an agreement to kill the other 3 races together. Jiang Nalan left. He had already signed the Chaos Oath with the Angel race. The content was exactly the same as the one before him. Therefore, the Chaos Oath this time was already a repeat for him. Moreover, the four races would go back to discuss the matter of killing Jiangli. In Infinity Star. 2 days passed. The humans had entered a state of preparation for war. Everyone was determined to fight to the death. Once the warships of the four races came, they would immediately fight to the death. As for Jiangli, he sunk into deep thought. He wanted to completely master the law of life before the final battle. That way, with 2 laws, he would be slightly stronger. He even wanted to comprehend the third law as well. This was a critical moment of life and death, and it was also where his fate lay. Law of life, condense. Jiangli entered a dream. Comprehending the law of life wasn't something that could be done in a day or 2. However, Jiangli had an extremely mysterious realm, and that was dream entry. As long as he entered a dream, he could completely separate his soul from time. As the saying goes, a dream lasts for thousands of autumns. What year was it today? In a dream, one could pass through 1,000 years. In 1,000 years, all the experiences were vivid in one's mind. The cultivation experience could also be accumulated in a dream. One could even predict the future in a dream. Although I haven't succeeded in cultivating the law of life, I'm just short of the last stimulus. I have 90% confidence in successfully condensing it. Next, what law should I cultivate? Jiangli calculated in his dream. In an instant, dozens of years passed in the dream. During these decades, he was constantly deducing the profound meaning of the law of life, the third law of life, and even the fourth law of life. Chapter 560. After the life law, what are the possibilities of infinite transformations? Jiangli kept thinking in his dream. Life itself is infinite transformations. My second law seems to be the limit. What is the third law? After infinite, what is the ultimate infinite? The infinite great Tao needed to be calculated step by step. This was something that could only be done by God. Jiangli could do this kind of groundbreaking work by himself. However, with his current cultivation base, it was impossible to complete the transformations of the infinite great Tao. The immortal decapitation great Tao contained 99 laws, and the structure was very complex. The infinite great Tao seemed to exceed the transformations of the immortal decapitation great Tao, so it needed even more laws. Perhaps the infinite great Tao needed 100 laws or even a few hundred. Without a fortuitous encounter, he would never be able to cultivate the infinite great Tao. After all, human life was limited. Fortunately, he didn't need to cultivate the entire infinite great Tao in one go. He only needed to cultivate part of the third and fourth laws. Every time he cultivated a law, his strength would increase. If he cultivated 4 or 5, or even 6 or 7 laws, he could really turn the situation around. According to his calculations, if he cultivated 4 laws, he would be able to fight against experts with 3 great Tao. At that time, he would be able to kill a lot of people with him. Moreover, every time he cultivated a law, his cultivation base would increase, and his psychic power would multiply. The strongest Grand Emperor's relic would also have a bit more power. In the end, the Grand Emperor's relic would be connected to the network. Through the network, divine power could be added to everyone's body, making everyone on Earth very strong. In the dream, my life law's calculations are perfect. As soon as I wake up, I can immediately extract spatial origin energy and condense all kinds of energy and psychic power. But now is not the time to wake up. I have to calculate the third law. Hegemon of heaven and earth, glory of the sun and moon, appearance of ghosts and gods, bright and glorious. Jiang Li's dream rapidly changed as countless data collided with each other. The Grand Emperor's relic had thousands of great Tao, tens of thousands, and even hundreds of thousands of cultivation methods of laws. These vast cultivation methods bloomed in his mind, and in the blink of an eye, they gathered into countless streams and springs. In his nascent spirit, they became an ocean of knowledge. These knowledge fermented and brewed, and something new was about to appear. Rumble. Jiangli suddenly seemed to have grasped the vein of the third law. Infinity, emptiness, life, endless possibilities. Life and death, the passing of time, between people, between lives, are covered by karma, order, chaos, confusion, and all sorts of emotions. What is the essence of life? What was the source of emotion? That was his thoughts. The third law was to forget his emotions. If heaven has feelings, heaven will grow old. The saint had emotions. If one was able to forget emotions, they would definitely be able to cultivate a great divine ability and stand above the heavens and earth. The so-called Grand Supreme. Jiang Li comprehended in silence, comprehending emotionlessness with emotion, and comprehending emotionlessness with emotionlessness. It seemed to be emotionless, but it was neither emotion nor emotionless. The law of forgetfulness became a hook in the depths of his mind. All living beings had fate, and then they had emotions. This was a special individual. Next is the fourth law. Another few decades passed in Jiang Li's dream. He calculated all the possible variations of the law of indifference, and it was so precise that it was impeccable. This was because he had combined the methods of modern technology. In truth, cultivating Tao techniques and laws was even more precise than technology. He could not afford to make the slightest mistake. If there was a problem, he would burn to death. The fourth law, after forgetfulness, must change again and evolve a rich and colorful life. Infinite brilliance must be evolved in this way. The infinite great Tao has 4 layers of structure, and the initial framework must be constructed. What is the fourth law? Jiang Li felt that every time the infinite great Tao deduced a law, the amount of calculation was so great that it was equivalent to evolving and controlling a small universe. Jiang Li's mind and soul had a feeling that he could not calculate it all. This huge calculation was not much different from heaven's will calculating all things. What is the connection between life and life? I have evolved emptiness, life, and emotion, but what is emotion? How is it produced? If there is no communication between life and life, then it is not called emotion. What is it that is the link between all things? Jiang Li was thinking deep in thought. This kind of creation law was more laborious than creating a world and evolving life. It was equivalent to creating a new era. This also seemed to require luck. Ding dong! Jiang Li's soul flickered to the limit. In the unseen world, he seemed to grasp something contained in the law. Yes, there is a mysterious and unfathomable connection between living beings, and that is fate. Everything is the product of the convergence of fate. Jiang Li grasped that thread. The fourth law is fate. Jiang Li laughed. The 4 laws formed a solid foundation. The first law of emptiness was truth. The second law of life could be shortened to fate. The third law could be called emotion. The fourth law was called fate. This way, it formed the foundation of the physical world. Truth, fate, emotion, fate. The 4 laws combined, at this moment, could really change infinitely, forming a fundamental foundation of the infinite great Tao. With these 4 foundations, the infinite great Tao could develop at will. However, these were the 3 laws that he had comprehended in his dream. He hadn't truly cultivated them. He needed to absorb enough energy. Soon, he would be able to cultivate all 4 laws. At that time, he would be able to fight against the people of the 4 great races. As for this battle, it would definitely have a huge impact on the human race. Many people would die, but it was unavoidable. Jiang Li had also thought it through. Humans had to go through a bloody baptism before they could truly comprehend. They could not rely on others to protect them. Humans had lived in peace for hundreds of years and had not encountered any major disasters. At most, there were internal wars. Today, they had finally won the greatest challenge in history. Rumble. Just as Jiang Li was comprehending in his dream. A huge shock wave spread out from the void and explosions started everywhere. A powerful enemy is attacking. The mainframe of Infinite Star issued a strong warning. Heaven and earth are infinite, the stars change. Jiang Li suddenly took a deep breath. He woke up from his dream and felt great danger descending. With a thought, a huge space collapsed, sucking the entire Infinite Star into it. Currently, there were many humans living in the depths of Infinite Star, but they did not know the changes outside. The shrinking of Infinite Star had nothing to do with them. Jiang Li swallowed Infinite Star and stored it in the depths of the Grand Emperor's relic. This way, it was not Infinite Star that was shrinking, but the space outside. This change in space was equivalent to a hidden world inside a mustard seed. Jiang Li did not escape. He looked up at the sky. Dense runes and all kinds of powerful existences appeared, sealing the scene. Long Zitian, the giant Sayagu, the experts of the Yiksha race, and the experts of the bone world were gathered together. At this moment, it seemed that the number of experts from the 4 races had increased. Especially among the experts of the bone world, there was an expert with 3 grand Dao. It was an old woman. Her body was shriveled like a zombie, but at least it was not bones, but skin. This kind of expert was very powerful. In the bone world, all existences existed in the form of bones, which changed according to the attribute of the world. Other than that, if one could grow skin and flesh, it would mean that one was gradually breaking away from the attribute of the bone world. In the cultivation world, some saints could come and go freely without being bound by the attribute of heaven's will. But the heaven's will of the bone world was many times stronger than the heaven's will of the cultivation world. It was a complete dimension. At the same time, a middle-aged man appeared among the Yiksha race. He was actually an expert with 3 grand Dao. So many experts appeared in the blink of an eye. No wonder the 4 races treated humans like vegetables and were not afraid of any resistance from humans. Jiang Li, 3 days are almost up. What do you think? Long Zitian took a step forward with killing intent. But he still tried to be polite before resorting to force. It's not 3 days yet. It seems that only 2 days have passed. There's still 1 more day, said Jiang Li. He was stalling for time. There's no use. We're giving you time to go back and integrate the human race. Be obedient and be our captive. Don't resist. We'll quickly integrate the resources. Now, we know that you've established a new government in front of the entire human race. Other than that, you've also announced that the entire human race will fight to the death. This way, we won't give you any time at all. By the way, I can tell you that Jiang Nalan has joined us. He's told us everything about the human race. Damn it, he really doesn't care about the Saints' agreement. Jiang Li knew that today was the most critical moment of his life and death. Jiang Li, I know you're a talent. Now we'll give you one last chance. Join us. Ancient Saya said, I'm actually a person who appreciates talent. Our princess admires you and knows that you're a powerful person. You can be the vanguard of the bone world and attack all kinds of worlds. I'm old Lady Gu. You can trust me. As long as you join us, we'll immediately give you great benefit. Right now, we're the only ones among the Yiksha race, Dragon race, and Giant race. The Dragon race has a dimension, but they don't seem to admire you. However, the Bone Realm appreciates you. Join us, and our princess will reward you immediately. Our heaven's will also reward you with all its strength. Chapter 561. The experts of the 4 races were as numerous as trees in a forest. The higher-ups of the 4 races all appeared to encircle Jiang Li. Jiang Li couldn't escape, and he didn't want to either. If he did, the humans would face a fate worse than death. They would be kept as breeding machines, just like chickens, ducks, pigs, and dogs. Today's battle was unavoidable. When you kill me today, are you declaring war on the entire human race? Jiang Li asked. That's right. You humans are determined to go against us. Now we've started our attack, but this is our last chance. Long Zetian said, Jiangli, join us. Although the bone realm is strong, it's still lacking compared to us. I'll allow you to join us. What do you think? If you don't, all of you will die, including Long Yueji. We won't give you face, Long Rihuang said. Everyone, if I fight to the death, I'm afraid that many of you here will find it hard to survive. Jiang Li steeled his heart. If everyone wants to attack, then attack now. We humans will not hesitate. You should know that I have the divinity. If I sacrifice it at the most crucial moment, I'm afraid all of you will die. Sacrifice the divinity? As soon as Jiang Li said that, the experts didn't dare to act rashly. They knew the importance of the divinity, and they knew how to sacrifice it. They definitely wouldn't dare to gamble with their lives. Hee. A burst of laughter sounded. It was Jiang Nalan. Jiang Nalan had joined forces with the experts of the 4 races. Jiang Li, you really know how to scare people. I can't even sacrifice the divinity now, so what ability do you have to do it? Everyone, don't listen to his nonsense. I guarantee that he won't be able to sacrifice the divinity. Jiang Nalan, you're actually betraying us humans at the most crucial moment? Jiang Li said, it seems like you've really lost your mind. Do you know that I'm broadcasting to the entire human race through the relic's divine power? So what? After today, the human race will be firmly under my control. In this universe, only the strong can rule. This democracy of the human race is just a child's game. It's probably because the human race has been toyed with for too long that they don't know how bloody and cruel the universe is. I'm doing this for the good of the human race. I'll let them know what is bloody and cruel. The strong are not chosen through elections, but through fighting. Jiang Nalan's face was full of disgust. I'm sick of this election game. It's an insult to the intelligence of the strong. We, the strong, can destroy planets with a snap of our fingers. Yet, we still have to serve people who are as weak as ants? Do I still have to be chosen by them? This is simply a violation of the laws of the universe, a violation of the meaning of survival. This is a true demonic path. At this moment, Jiang Nalan tore off her veil and began her bloody attack. He knew that at this moment, no matter what, he had to destroy Jiang Li, and there was no point in continuing to pretend. The survival of the human race depended on this. He couldn't think of anything that could save the entire human race. Jiang Nalan, you are worse than a beast. Jiang Li was furious. For the sake of the human race, he had sacrificed a lot. Everything was pushed forward by him. It wasn't easy for him to create the current prosperous situation. He could have pushed the entire human race to the peak and become the strongest race in the universe. But now they were about to be annihilated. This was all because of Jiang Nalan. If he hadn't stopped the human race from combining, if he hadn't firmly grasped the control of the Lord God's AI, would the human race have ended up like this? Beep, beep, beep from the AI of the Grand Emperor's relic, a message from Dreamkite was transmitted. Not good, the 4 races have started to attack many of the planets of the human race. The war has begun. Rumble. Through the godly power of the Grand Emperor's relic, Jiang Li's spirit began to connect with the AI of the Lord God's ship. He was able to grasp every movement of the entire human race. Indeed, from his senses, the dozens of inhabited planets of the human race began to be invaded by a dense number of battleships. In an instant, it was unknown how many humans were buried in the sea of fire. The war had begun. Of course, the development of the human race to this point was not to be trifled with. Every planet and every city had weapons and defense systems, and even powerful space-cutting technology. Back when Meng Jiangnan was running for president, space-folding technology had already begun to be used on a large scale. It was precisely because of this that Meng Jiangnan was elected president. Later, in order to compete with Meng Jiangnan, Jiang Li used many of the insectoid technology and spread it to the common people, the government, the military, and business organizations. In this way, the collective technology of the human race seemed to have advanced by 1,000 years. It was as if the human race was entering the age of legends. Planet force field. At this time, outside the atmosphere of dozens of human planets, countless spatial fluctuations suddenly appeared. These spatial fluctuations cut through the atmosphere, instantly destroying countless battleships. Moreover, outside these planets, space-time tunnels and wormholes appeared, forming a maze. Even the most powerful sages would not be able to barge into these planets to kill the humans in a short period of time. This was the defense that the human race had set up. The Planet Force Field Project. Not good. At this time, the upper echelons of the four major races around Jiangli simultaneously received a bad signal, which was that the first wave of battleships had suffered heavy losses. Good, 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 the giant race expert Scion Ancient laughed. As expected of the humans, this is a little troublesome. Very good, very good. My giant race has lost millions of people in one go. Every planet has a planetary force field cutting it, forming a dimensional maze. This is the technology of the insectoid race, right? However, this technology consumes too much energy, and each planet can only be released once. Once it is released, the planet's stored energy will dry up. And this wave of attack is just a small test. Next, a stronger attack will immediately come. Jiang Li's expression turned cold. Indeed, the planetary force field was the human race's greatest reliance. It protected the entire planet, but it consumed too much energy. Right now, many planets could only release it once. On the primary god planet, Dreamkite, the many saints of the Limitless Group, Long Yueji, Zi Changye, Hua Ludao, and even Hong Heiyu, Jiang Tao, Dahe, and Ancestor God Dream were all present. These people did not hide in the cultivation world. Instead, they fought alongside the human race. The human race had dozens of planets scattered in various locations, but the primary god planet could travel back and forth, reaching any planet at will to help. Reporting to the President. One army commander after another came forward to report. The four major races launched an attack on 54 of our planets at the same time. We activated the planetary force field at the same time, cutting the space outside the atmosphere and destroying the first wave of attack. Those battleships landed on the planets, causing some casualties. Moreover, a few scattered experts arrived on our planets, and the human experts went to kill them. The planetary force field can only last for 3 hours, right? Dream Kite said. Each planet can only store so much energy. Once it's used up, the planetary force field will collapse and return to its original state. It will no longer be able to resist any invasion. Yes, in 3 hours, all the other planets' force fields will disappear. When that time comes, it will be a disaster for the human race. A military elder said, "Damn it, Jiang Nailan actually went to attack Infinity Planet and cooperate with the four major races. We mistakenly trusted him. Does he really not care about the Saints' agreement and break it?" At this moment, the battlefield on Infinity Planet was the main battlefield. Jiang Li withdrew Infinity Planet into his body. Facing all the experts of the four major races, he cut off all means of retreat. His battle would decide the fate of the human race. At this moment, the scene was transmitted to the chips of all humans, because no one could stop the transmission of divine power. At this time, some of the elders who supported Jiang Nailan in the meeting were so angry that their lungs almost exploded. They thought that the Limitless Corporation needed someone to keep it in check. Never would they have expected that Jiang Nailan would have such wild ambitions. He wanted to sell out the entire human race. Now, none of the humans would support Jiang Nailan. But what was the use of that? I hate it. Why did I support Jiang Nailan? So he's this kind of person. An elder who had cultivated a small world wept bitterly. Don't blame yourself. Now is not the time to do so. Dreamkite said, victory will definitely belong to the human race. Right now, the planetary force fields of dozens of planets haven't disappeared. I suggest that we activate Master God Planet and kill our way into the enemy's army. We'll wipe out all the experts. Rumble. Just as she gave the order. Waves of tyrannical power attacked. From afar, in the endless dark universe, rays of resplendent light, like the Milky Way or comets, fiercely collided with the planetary force field outside the Master God Planet. The entire Master God Planet was shaking. Keek waves of heart-palpitating laughter broke through the planetary force field and descended upon Master God Planet. It's the Saints. The Saints are attacking our main God Planet. They know that there are two planets that are the most important to humanity. The first is the Limitless Planet, and the second is the main God Planet. As long as these two planets are destroyed, all humans will become their captive. Some of the elders understood. Their faces were pale. Waves of nomological laws bombarded the planetary force field outside Infinity Planet. Suddenly, a saint broke through the force field and descended upon Master God Planet. It was a saint among giants. There were many saints among the four major races. They weren't at the Great Tao realm, but they were still very strong. They didn't attack Zhongli. Instead, they surrounded Master God Planet. The planetary force field can't stop a saint. Let's go all out. Meng Huyuan's figure shook as she attacked first, and she was the first to attack the giant saint. Chapter 562. The giant saint had 3 laws on him. They were giant spirit, great strength, and explosion. These 3 laws were very ferocious. The combined attack power could penetrate a solid planet with a wave of his hand. Even an ordinary saint was no match for such an expert. One had to know that there was a huge difference between saints. For example, a saint like Zhongli, who had only cultivated 1 law, could kill a great Tao expert and even contend against an expert with 2 great Tao. Similarly, the more laws a saint had, the more powerful their cultivation would be. The giant saint before her had comprehended 3 laws, whereas Meng Huiyuan hadn't even cultivated a single law. The 2 of them weren't on the same level at all, so Meng Huiyuan's collision was like throwing an egg against a rock. However, everyone was taken aback. Dreamkite turned into many runes and collided with the giant saint's 3 laws. Kacha. The giant saint was actually repelled by her. How could this be? How could I, Scion Berserker, be repelled? And the opponent isn't even a saint? The giant saint was called Scion Berserker. One look and it was obvious that he was a ferocious character. Once he was repelled, he became even more ferocious. He grabbed out with his hand and expanded it at lightning speed. Ripples appeared in the space as he attacked Dreamkite again. Kill! This is the final juncture. Hua Lu Dao, Zi Changye, and the others attacked one after another. They gathered into a torrent and attacked the giant saint. Ha ha ha! Right at this moment, a wave of wild laughter resounded from afar as a few more saints broke free from their restraints and descended. It was a skeleton, an expert from the Yaksha clan, and a general from the Dragon clan. These saints sent out a crazy divine will. Human, this is the planet where the human rulers live. Not bad, not bad. It's actually a moving planet? We suppressed, subdued, and hypnotized all the rulers of this planet. The entire human race has become our puppet. Whoosh. Behind these 4 great saints were experts of the meditative realm who were like a long river. They had all condensed small worlds, and there were even many secondary sages and pseudo-sages who had refined small worlds into runes. Divine Fist of 6 Paths. Huo Yudao's arms shook as he used the full power of the 6 divine fists to face a skeleton saint, while Long Yueji faced the general of the Dragon clan. Long Yueji, Do you really want to become enemies with our dragon clan for the sake of humans? If that's the case, I'll disregard your identity as the dragon clan's princess and kill you directly. The dragon clan general stood alone. He spread his arms and roared. Countless flashing runes appeared all over his body, and his body kept circulating, turning Long Yueji's attack into nothingness. Long Yueji, you have only cultivated 2 laws, but I have cultivated 5 laws. You are definitely not my opponent. Long Bakwin, I know you're strong, but I'll fight you to the death. Now that I have merged with the human bloodline, the human race is my home. I no longer have any relationship with the dragon race. You invaded us, so you are my enemy. Long Yueji was unmoved. All right, I'll fulfill your wish. 9 Tyrant Dragon Fist. Long Bakwin's fist rolled out like the ruler of heaven and earth, like a divine dragon soaring through the sky, like the tyrant of the 9 states. Long Yueji's eyes flashed, and dreamy colors rolled out of her body as she struck out the Great Emperor Dream Seal. This was a secret technique that she had learned from Jiang Li long ago. At this moment, the main god planet was truly experiencing a great battle of life and death. Roar! Dahe was also among them. Its cultivation base was extremely profound. After cultivating for the past few days, it was only a step away from becoming a saint. Its entire body was covered in runes, and these runes were lightning runes. Within its body, there was a book that was like a black hole, constantly absorbing the energy from the alternate dimension, the Thunder World. He was facing the attacks of several masters who had cultivated runes. There were giants, dragons, skeletons, and yakshas. However, he was not afraid at all and suddenly roared. Crackle! Lightning circled around his body, forming a long sea of lightning. There were hundreds of thousands of thunder runes, forming a world of lightning. He had obtained the Thunder Realm Bible, and like Meng Jiangnan, he was a seed recognized by the Thunder Realm. He could ascend to the Thunder Realm in the future. Ancient beast of the Thunder Realm! Dahe roared. The hundreds of thousands of runes on his body suddenly condensed into a law. It was the Law of Thunder. Its appearance had also undergone a heaven-shaking transformation. It had actually transformed into a beast that was neither human nor beast. It exuded an ancient aura and ancient power. Its aura was ancient and profound, and its breath was like the wrath of the heavens. Whoosh whoosh. He trembled slightly, and thick chains of lightning covered his body, piercing through the void. Kill! The strong current was not ordinary lightning, but the law of thunder from the ancient Thunder Realm, carrying with it the will and power to destroy all things. He waved his claws, and his body darted forward. Bang, bang, bang! Dozens of experts were killed by it in an instant. Within its body, the Thunder World ancient scripture absorbed the souls of these people. Sacrifice! Summon divine lightning! Every time Dahe killed an expert, he didn't absorb their souls or runes. Instead, he sacrificed them to the Thunder Realm. That was because absorbing runes and souls at once didn't have a decisive effect on the growth of one's power. Sacrifice was equivalent to giving a powerful soul to the Thunder Realm's heaven's will in exchange for a reward. It was like a general plundering the enemy's wealth and offering it to the emperor, and the emperor would reward him with an official position and status. This was the most reliable and righteous path, because absorbing too many souls would result in negative energy, and only the heavens could refine it. Sacrifice was a very profound knowledge. First, one had to choose a powerful and generous heaven's will, such as the immortal realm or the martial realm. If one chose an evil dimension, such as the blood realm, then even if the sacrifice was successful, one could be possessed by a blood demon and become a fiend. After choosing a dimension, one had to know the password and communicate with the dimension's heaven's will. Only by doing this many times would one be able to succeed. Once they succeeded, they would establish a stable trading platform, and it would be much more convenient for them to sacrifice in the future. Sacrifice was like doing business. As long as they succeeded a few times, the business would get better and better because both parties would trust each other. After that, they would gain the trust of that dimension and gain the right to ascend. That way, the sacrifice would be faster and more convenient. For example, Little Larch directly ascended to the immortal realm. As for Meng Jiangnan, he could ascend to the martial realm in the future. Rumble. After killing more than 10 experts and sacrificing a soul, a halo appeared on Dahei's body. Within the halo, many thumb-sized thunder gods appeared, and their power grew stronger. These thumb-sized thunder gods were the signs of the second law forming. In the Thunder Realm ancient scripture, there was a cultivation method for a great Tao. This great Tao was the great Tao of lightning. The first law it contained was Thunderbolt, followed by intense light, extreme yin, extreme yang. Dozens of laws had to be gathered together to form the great Tao of lightning. This was an ancient great Tao that was orderly and traceable. Therefore, Dahei's cultivation was a walk in the park. It wasn't as difficult as Jiang Li's, who had to create his own laws and comprehend them. It was like walking on a flat road, which was naturally a flat stretch of land. For someone else, if there was no road in front of them, they would have to open their own path. It was like a foolish old man moving a mountain. No one had expected Dahei to ascend to the sage realm, and a very powerful one at that. In terms of sacrifice, he was even stronger than Jiangli. Although Jiangli had chosen the immortal realm as a sacrifice, there was a drawback. He hadn't been recognized as a seed by the immortal realm, so he couldn't be sacrificed in the future. Of course, he could also sacrifice the cultivation world, but it was too weak to be of much use. Moreover, Dahei's speed of sacrifice was fast, so he received a lot of compensation. Ha ha ha! Dream Kite laughed. Void magical laws complete. Today is the day of tribulation and also the day I ascend. I've long since taken the last step, but I never would have guessed that a cat would become a sage before me. She trembled, and the boundless runes inside of her condensed into the void magical laws. She cultivated the great Tao of vacuum, a very powerful great Tao. This great Tao contained an unfathomable and boundless mystery, and it was personally taught by Wang Chao. She had long since mastered all the runes, but she hadn't dared to ascend. She was afraid that the moment she did, the void energy would explode and blow her to smithereens. Now that she had reached the limit, she had no choice but to ascend. She let out a long roar that shook the world. In the great calamity, the laws of the void condensed into form, and an invisible force field spread out. Her attack was formless and impossible to touch, and no one knew where it came from. It was even more mysterious than spiritual force attacks. Any expert would be able to detect a thought attack. However, the attack of the void law was simply undetectable. Whoosh! Dream Kite pointed in the air. The giant who attacked her, Sion Quang Tu, had blood spurting out of his body. He had actually been cut into a few pieces at some point. What kind of attack is this? Sion Quang Tu was shocked. He roared again and again, but unfortunately, it was useless. That attack could not be seen at all, and even if he used all of his mental energy, he could not detect it. Kill! He pounced forward again, his entire body condensing and shrinking. His blood condensed and turned into mist. The three laws were like evil dragons eating people, crawling out from hell. However, before he could reach Dream Kite's side, he was blocked. It was an invisible force that blocked him, and he could not see what it was. It was the power of the void. There was no sound, no form, no will, no force field, no spirit or soul could touch it. This was the profoundness of the void magical laws. He fought left and right, but he was still unable to rush to Dream Kite's side. At this moment, Dream Kite was already a saint. She pointed again. Poochie! Sion Quang Tu's head silently fell off, as if it had been cut off by an invisible force. Sion Kwang too held his head and once again released a bloody light, wrapping himself in a blood-colored cocoon. The three laws densely surrounded his soul fire. However, Dream Kite pointed again. 1. A dull explosion actually sounded out from within Sion Kwang Tu's body, as if something had exploded in his body, and the void magical laws had attacked his body. Then, his entire body, along with the laws, started to explode from the inside, unable to defend against Dream Kite's attack. Chapter 563. Dream Kite had only condensed one law, the Law of Void, and was originally far from being a match for the Sion Berserk slaughter. However, her attacks were sharp and could suppress the ages. In the blink of an eye, she had actually cut through the Sion Berserk slaughter. That was all because of the characteristics of the Laws of Void. It was unknown where she attacked from, and it was unknown what her movements were like. The Laws of Void were actually so mysterious. Moreover, Dream Kite's Law of Void contained hundreds of thousands of runes, which was equivalent to 10 times the number of ordinary law runes. This law of hers was at least the amalgamation of 7 or 8 laws. However, this law was still a bit weaker than Jiang Li's Void Law. Emptiness represented reality and creation. A total of 8 million runes. This was no longer something that the laws could compare to. Only the Great Tao could compare to it. That was why Jiang Li was able to kill 2 experts of the Great Tao. Right now, Dream Kite had advanced to the Saint Realm, and Dahe had also advanced to the Saint Realm. In the blink of an eye, the human race had 2 more saints, and they were both extremely ferocious saints. The fighting strength of the entire human race had increased greatly. Kacha kacha. Dream Kite pointed again. The Sion Berserk slaughter's body actually shattered into many runes, which were then absorbed into Dream Kite's body, condensing into an ancient character with a chaotic color. Void Hometown, I will sacrifice a saint to you, a saint with 3 laws. I hope you can bestow me supreme power. Dream Kite actually began to sacrifice. The dimension she sacrificed was very strange. It was not the immortal world, nor was it the martial world, nor was it the thunder world or the blood world. Instead, it was a place called Void Hometown. In a trance. In the blink of an eye, she sacrificed herself. A transparent, crystal-like pure energy came down, condensing into rays of glorious light above her head, causing her entire body to become transparent. It was the power of the vacuum. Everyone felt a sense of familiarity, the aura of their hometown. It was as if this dimension was everyone's hometown, the final home of their souls. Vacuum, that was true space. When people came to the material world, they were just wanderers. When they died, they would return to their hometown in the void. Dream Kite actually communicated with the mysterious dimension of the void hometown and established a sacrificial relationship. She killed Sion Berserk Butcher in one move and sacrificed him. In the blink of an eye, her strength had increased by a lot. Although she did not condense the second law, the runes in her body revolved, and many primal void runes condensed into form. After so long, I'm going to advance into the Saint Realm as well. A stream of purple air current appeared from her body. It was Zi Piao, Zi Changye's disciple. Back then, she was the eldest senior sister of the Violet Emperor Immortal sect and also the fiancée of the Royal Heaven sect's eldest senior brother, Huang Juji. Huang Juji wanted to invade the human race, but after he was possessed by the blood demon Jiangli, he turned into the 99 blood soul gourd and turned into the foundation of the infinite divine fist. At that time, Zi Piao had already started cultivating runes. Later on, with the guidance of Little Dharch, she progressed at a tremendous pace. She even used the various resources of the Limitless Group to improve continuously. Jiangli even gave her the great Tao of seizing the heavens to comprehend, allowing her to wear it on her body and carefully comprehend it. After such a long time, she had finally completed her cultivation. She had encountered many attacks, and there were at least 4 experts from the Dragon Clan, Yaksha clan, giants, and skeletons by her side. If she didn't advance, she would die. Thus, she chose to break through to the Saint Realm. Runes of heaven and earth, the great Tao of order, as urgent as the law, the heavenly transformation, the Tao technique, the 10,000 arts, my law is the law of order. Zi Piao's cultivation continued to break through, and she finally mastered an extremely powerful law. That was the law of order. She didn't cultivate the great Tao of seizing the heavens at all. This was because this was not in line with her ideals. She wanted to establish order, so she cultivated another law. Once the law was formed, she became a saint again. The law of order on her body rotated, activating the great Tao of seizing the heavens. A purple light shot out. Bam, bam, bam. The dozen or so meditative third-tier experts and pseudo-saints beside her had all their life force sucked away by the great Tao of seizing the heavens. The saint realm was difficult to fathom. Once one reached this realm, activating any Dharma treasure would be like a fish in water. That was a change in the nature of one's mind and soul. Before, Zi Piao activating the great Tao of seizing the heavens was like a baby holding a sledgehammer, and she could even hurt herself. But now, Zi Piao had grown into a martial arts overlord. She could pick up a sledgehammer easily, and she could also use some martial arts that she couldn't use at will. This time, there were many experts who came to attack. Each of the 4 major races had a population that was thousands of times that of the entire human race. There were many experts and fierce generals. But the higher-ups of the human race had 3 saints in a row, and they immediately began to counterattack, killing the experts of the 4 major races and forcing them to retreat. Dahe, Dreamkite, Zi Piao. The 3 experts became saints at the same time, and this gave the higher-ups of the human race unlimited courage. Rumble. The world changed, and everything was within it. As expected, they have become saints. Chapter 564. The angels had descended, and Noah had made his move. The 2 great Taos were enough to suppress everything. Without Zhongli, without Little Larch, and without Jiang Nalin's betrayal, the humans had nothing that could resist his suppression. Back off, back off! Dream Kite knew that the attacks of the 2 great Taos would turn the 8 saints into ashes in an instant. Fortunately, they had the great Tao of seizing the heavens and the internal defense system of the main god planet. Moreover, only Noah had appeared. The other 6 angels, Moses, Isaac, and the others, were nowhere to be seen. Clearly, those angels were paying attention to the confrontation between Jiang Li and the experts of the 4 races in the distant starry sky. Jiang Nalin, it's not too late for you to turn back now. In the starry sky, Jiang Li was like a god of war. He stood in the starry sky, facing the encirclement of the experts of the 4 races without the slightest bit of fear. He had long since disregarded life and death. Why should I turn back? Jiang Nalin looked into the distance. Right now, the 4 races have already begun to attack the various planets of the humans. Soon, they will break through the defenses, and the main god planet will also be surrounded by them. Everyone in your limitless group will be killed or turned into puppet. As he spoke, his eyes suddenly showed surprise. Good Lord, in the midst of the attack and oppression, your limitless group actually had 4 saints advance. That's really amazing. If your limitless group suddenly had 4 saints in an era of peace, even I would be unable to breathe, and all the power to speak would be taken away by you. But now, it's useless even if I advance 40 saints at once. The angels have also begun to attack? Jiang Nalin, do you really want to put us humans to death? Jiang Li calmed down. He knew that he might not survive this time, but it didn't matter. I really don't understand you. You have eternal life, but you are sacrificing your life here for these ants. What are you trying to do? Jiang Nailan shook his head. But it's too late to say anything now. I'll make the first move and kill you. Rumble! He punched the air. This punch was a combination of hardness and softness. It was the routine of the eternal divine fist, but it had a new twist. It tore through the void and appeared in front of Jiang Li in an instant. Suddenly, it shook and sword qi burst out of its body like an ocean of sword qi. 10,000 swords rend the void. Jiang Li's entire body moved. His 5 fingers spread apart as he punched out. This was the boundless destiny of the boundless divine fist. This was the 12th move of the boundless divine fist. Up until now, there were a total of 12 moves of the infinite divine fist. This represented the solid foundation that Jiang Li had built up to his current realm. The end of the world, the end of the world, the end of the seas, the end of the world, lifeless, lawless, creation of the world, infinite future, infinite liberation, infinite freedom, infinite heavens, infinite catastrophe, infinite destiny. These 12 moves advanced layer by layer. Each move was closely linked to the one before it. Like a tidal wave, the last move was pushed to its climax. Thus, when Jiang Li used the Infinite Destiny move, he included the first 11 moves within it, while the 12th move soared to the heavens. Bang! It was this punch that completely destroyed Jiang Nailan's space, splitting swords, causing his body to tremble. Cracks actually appeared on his body. Good! Jiang Nailan let out a long sigh. Very good, very good. The Grand Emperor's relic is indeed extraordinary. This punch contains the power of the Grand Emperor's relic. If you didn't have it, I could have killed you directly. The experts present didn't move. Long Zitian, Xia Zhua, Granny Bone, and the 3 great Dao experts of the Yaksha race were watching quietly. They were observing Jiang Li's cultivation. Everyone, are you still not going to make a move? Jiang Nailan said. Because of the Saint's agreement, I'm bound by the Fate Clay Tablet and can't use my full power. But it's enough to restrain him. He has the Infinite Star Hive and the Grand Emperor's Relic Godhead inside him. These treasures can only be found by chance and are rare in the myriad world. Whoever can get their hands on them will own them. Good. The 3 great Dao experts of the Yiksha race stepped forward. I, Knight Azura, am taking your true Godhead. Don't you dare fight me for it. He waved his hand and punched at Jiang Li's back. Logically speaking, with his status, he should have fought head-on, one-on-one. Only then would he be able to live up to his dignity as an expert. But now, he was sneaking up on Yi Futian. That was despicable. But in space, killing the opponent was the best way. Dignity wasn't worth mentioning. He was called Knight Azura. He was famous for his murderous aura. You want to get his true Godhead? Dream on. This Godhead belongs to me. Long Zitian also clawed at Yi Futian's head. The air was filled with golden air currents. This was his dragon claw, the strongest attack that could tear through multiple dimensions. He wanted to grab Jiang Li's soul while he was still alive. Spirit Bone Hand. Granny Bone pointed, and her withered claws pierced straight into Jiang Li's organs. She cut open his abdomen and dug out his heart. She changed it again and again, trying to control all of Jiang Li's bones. Giant Spirit Palm. Xia Gu opened his hand, wanting to grab Jiang Li and crush him to death. The 4 experts attacked at the same time. Do it. Destroy this person. Once the 4 experts moved, the great Dao powerhouses beside them, 2 great Dao powerhouses, also rushed to attack, launching a sure-kill attack at Jiang Li. At this moment, Jiang Li was in the most danger. Tigers and wolves were everywhere. His death wasn't just a personal matter, but the survival of the entire human race. Spinning heaven and earth. Without hesitation, he spun his body and dodged most of the attacks. He roared, "Life Law, condense." Law of unfeeling, condense. Law of fate, condense. A magical law emerged from his body. This magical law also had millions of runes. That was the life law. It was the second law of the infinite great Tao. He had comprehended 4 laws of the infinite great Tao in his dream. They were true, which represented void, and then fate, emotion, and fate. As long as he set up the structure of the laws, it would be very easy to cultivate them. Back then, when he cultivated the void law, he could produce tens of thousands of runes in a breath. Now that he had cultivated to the saint realm, his speed had increased by thousands of times. Moreover, he had already cultivated many runes of the life law, and he was only 1 step away from perfection. In his dream, he had already divined it to perfection. Now that he had come out, he did his best to raise his cultivation in battle. His life force climbed to its most intense peak. Immediately, a life law was successfully condensed on the spot, and it complemented the void law. Emptiness represented the entire physical world. As for life, it was what made the material world meaningful. With the two combined, Jiang Li's cultivation suddenly became extremely lively. His fist art had already reached the strongest realm, and suddenly, the 13th move of the infinite divine fist was born. Infinite eternity. It was vast and mighty, and his fist art was like a god. As he moved, his fist force was everywhere. Bang, 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 bang. The 4 experts seemed to have encountered the raging tides of the universe. The profundities of their fist arts were all devoured by Jiang Li's fist, leaving nothing behind. He actually condensed the second law. Long Zitian was furious. You dare to play tricks in front of me? How audacious! Sky Dragon appear. Behind him, the roars of dragons and tigers could be heard. Immediately, many golden dragons rushed out, forming a world of dragons. 10,000 dragons devour God. 10,000 dragons devour God. This was his sure-kill technique. Jiang Li was completely unafraid, and the 13th move of the infinite divine fist danced. Bang! Under his fist art, those golden dragons were destroyed, and Long Zitian was forced to retreat. Bone Destruction Law Finger. Granny Bone stealthily approached Jiang Li, and a sharp finger art fiercely tapped on Jiang Li's back. As for the giant Saya Ho and Knight Azura, they unleashed their most ferocious attacks. The 4 experts entangled Jiang Li. The flames of the soul had been shattered and seeped out of his body. They couldn't be reassembled. This was the sign of a lamp running out of oil. The flames of the soul represented the manifestation of the soul in the material world. Once they were scattered and couldn't be reassembled, they would be like an ordinary person on the verge of death. Jiang Li, what else do you have to say? You're already at the end of your rope. Long Zitian's expression was solemn. He could see that Jiang Li couldn't hold on any longer. I admire you for being able to hold on until now. What's the point? You have eternal life. Why die here? How about this? I'll admit that you're the son-in-law of the Dragon Clan and Long Yueji. You can all come to the Dragon Realm, and I'll let you go. You're a talent. A talent like you is too rare. Granny Bone sighed. We don't want to destroy you. I want to kill him. He's too terrifying. Knight Azura sighed. He must die. Scion Ancient Ho took another step forward, the axe in his hand seemingly about to chop down. As long as I'm still breathing, don't even think about attacking the humans. Jiang Li laughed. Right now, he was extremely miserable, truly miserable. However, he had steeled his heart and was going to fight until the end. He was fearless. Come, come. I want to see exactly how strong you guys are. That's right, my soul fire has already dissipated. However, if you guys want to kill me, I'm afraid it'll be hard to do so without at least a few of you dying. You could have escaped, but you gave up the chance. How foolish. Long Zai Tian saw that Jiangli had steeled his heart. Since it's like this, then you can't blame us. Our next attack will be even more ferocious, and you won't be able to withstand it. After you die, don't blame us for being ruthless. What's the point of talking to him? Let's attack together and kill him. The archangels are like tigers eyeing their prey. Let's kill him and take the Grand Emperor's Sarira. Whichever clan gets his godhood first will get a 100-fold increase in power. Jiang Nailan wasn't moved. Some runes appeared on his body, but they weren't his own. They were the aura of the Fate Tablet. Everyone, the Fate Tablets are trying to stop me. Attack first. We'll talk after I break the Fate Tablet. No one could save him, but he knew that if he did not hold on, the humans he wanted to protect would truly be consigned to eternal damnation. Sucked. He took a deep breath and absorbed all the shattered soul fires into his body, condensing them back into a ball. At this moment, in his eyes, all the attacks had slowed down. Moreover, he could smell the aura of decay and decay. That was the aura of his own life. His future path no longer had any light. Instead, it was a mass of gray, the edge of hell. His great Emperor Dream Seal could see through the endless future, but in front of him, he could see that there was no light at all. All changes had disappeared, and only death awaited him. In other words, he would die without a doubt. He wouldn't even be able to find a chance of survival. No life, no future. In this battle, he was destined to die. Could it be that I'm going to die just like this? Although I'm unafraid of death, humans can't die. I still have hope. I won't truly die. I will resist and strike out with my strongest attack. If the universe doesn't give me a chance to live, then I will seize it. Jiang Li's eyes were filled with an indescribable resolve. At this time, the attacks of the 4 experts had already reached his body. Kacha, destructive energy exploded on his body. Time seemed to come to a standstill. He could see his body disintegrating, his soul flames extinguishing. There was nothing he could do to reverse this situation. Under this attack, all hope was destroyed. From now on, humanity would fall into endless darkness. A great sorrow rippled in Jiang Li's heart. His heart was filled with despair, loneliness, darkness, and all negative emotions. This was a sign of death. For cultivators like him, their hearts and minds were extremely firm. Once negative emotions appeared, they would be extinguished. It was just like how a person's body was strong and immune system was strong. Once a virus was born, it would be killed. It was the same for the heart and mind. An expert with a strong heart and mind would be impervious to all evil. But now, countless negative emotions invaded his will. He couldn't resist them at all. This was a sign of collapse. Perhaps at this moment, he was already dead. Could it be that I'm already dead? Jiang Li. This moment felt very long. It was an illusion. The attacks of the 4 experts landed on his body. His soul flames began to extinguish as the negative emotions invaded his heart. At this moment, he didn't know whether he was dead or alive. Perhaps this was the boundary between death and non-death. Time was very short. I can't die. Even if I die, I have to come back to life. Even if the heavenly Tao dies, I won't die. Nirvana rebirth. Nirvana rebirth. At this moment, Jiang Li thought of many things. He felt that his thoughts were very strange. It was as if they could be fixed in this moment for eternity. Time and space changed. The long years might be an instant for others. In the eyes of others, his body might have collapsed in an instant. But to him, he could actually remember many things at this moment. In fact, he felt that his thoughts could be remembered for eternity. Eternity was an instant. Infinite instant was eternity. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. In the moment of death, people can recall the events of their entire life. In such a short time, my thoughts have obtained eternal life. I seem to have grasped the deepest profundities, the opposition between time, and gained enlightenment. At this moment, at the moment of death, Jiang Li actually comprehended the 15th move of the infinite divine fist. Infinite instant. Sure enough, the great tribulation of life and death was the best place to train. In this short time, he had comprehended the 13th move of the infinite divine fist, infinite eternity. The 14th move, infinite termination. And now, he had comprehended the 15th move, infinite instant. The will of infinite eternity spread out. When a person died, they only had an instant. But their thoughts could recall their entire life. This was the profound meaning of the 15th move of the infinite divine fist. His soul flames burned anew. It was like a lamp in the darkness. At this moment, his life returned. He could feel that his body and laws were in a state of collapse. But his soul had obtained a great enlightenment. As long as his soul existed, he could start over again. Rumble! Boundless vital energy pierced through the air and entered Jiang Li's body. This was the vital energy of the celestial world, the lightning of the thunder world, and even the dragon essence of the dragon world. Other than that, there was also the surging airflow of the blood world. There was even the strongest aura of a martial overlord descending. These vital energies gathered into one and immediately started to change. They squirmed and molded Jiang Li's body. His laws also condensed and became stronger than before. He blasted out a move. Infinite instant. Fast, extremely fast. His fist was real, fast, and incomparably long. The infinite divine fist collided with these people. It was like a heavenly drum shaking. His fist technique was natural and unrestrained. He was like a wise man walking in space. The fist energy spread out in all directions. This time, he actually managed to counterattack all the attacks. Roar! Saegu retreated. He looked at everything in front of him in disbelief. As for Long Zitian, his clothes fluttered like a flag in the wind. The smell of blood on his body became stronger and stronger. Granny Bone pointed her staff at him in shock. Knight Azura raised his trident high, but it seemed to have been rebounded. Jiang Nalan had a look of shock on his face. According to his calculations, Jiang Li would definitely die this time. However, Jiang Li actually reignited his soul flame at the final juncture. It burned fiercely, and his life force was at its strongest.